welcome back to Lorehammer, a 40k podcast where we like to yammer about the 40k stuff. Today's 40k topic is the White Scars, and it's part 4 of this little journey that we've been on. It's been a lot of fun. Court, you've been on one of these episodes with me so far. You
Mark,
like it?
thank you so much for having me on this podcast. I'm going to try and talk fast because the White Scars go fast. So I'm going to read fast. I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to be fast. I'm going to drink fast. Here we go. Thank you so much for having me on. Woo!
Yes, I love that. What are you drinking there?
This is a wild sweet orange tea.
Oh, fancy.
I feel
Decadent
it's decadent. This isn't like Fulgrim decadence, but it's still nice.
Close.
It's close. Yeah.
Joining us once again too, we got Logan from Hydra Thoughts. Hey, welcome back, buddy.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me. I talk faster than Court.
Oh shit.
Well, no, thanks for having me. It's fun to be back.
Yeah, today, like I said, we got a fun episode of White Scars, but before we get to it, just some quick housekeeping. Maybe 5 episodes ago, whatever, handful of episodes, 2 weeks ago, I did some ads for sound editors for the podcast, and I had quite a few people reach out, and I think it was a great success. So I think that's moving forward. But if you hear this and you want to reach out, still reach out. We can always use them. I made the joke about like we sacrifice 1,000 sound editors, a year to keep this podcast going. So make sure that even though you heard those and you're like, oh, well, that was 3 years ago, still reach out. And this is your reminder to still reach out. That's always going to be something that Lorehammer kind of needs is sound editors. You don't need to be skilled. I can train you. We can hang out and I'll drink some vanilla Coke and you can have a rum and Coke or whatever you're into. And I'll teach you how to edit some sound files. It'll be a good time. But yeah, definitely reach out. And thanks for everyone who has already.
Yes, and if you are a sound editor, high five. I pride myself on being somewhat of an engineer as well here. The problem is that I just don't have time, and Mark just can't afford my $1,000 per second rate, so it's kind of an issue. No, but thank you.
I can afford that for hosting, but not for sound editing. That's menial chump work.
We draw the line. But guys, if you're digging the show and you like what we do here, please join the Imperial Tithe. Support us on Patreon. Jump on Patreon. Super cheap. It's $2.50 a month. The ad-free version is $2.50 a month. You don't have to hear ads. You don't have to hear shit about stuff you don't want. And you get the video version and you get to see, for $5, you get the video version. You get to see cats walking across Mark's camera, which I just missed. It was like a cryptid from Hydra Thoughts with Logan. It was wild.
Spooky.
So $2.50 a month, guys. Ad-free version. $5 a month. Ad-free version and the video. But that's not it. Logan, tell the beautiful people what they get with $5 a month.
Yeah. So for $5 a month on the Patreon, you get to be part of the live chat room during the chat. There's a lot of friends that we get to see frequently in there. And you get the opportunity to call in at the end of the show and tell us how wrong we are. So please join us.
Yeah, chat's filling up. I see one new person. I don't think I've ever seen that Bartholomew Nocturne guy, but a couple other fun people. Hey, Fuzz.
That's me.
Oh, he finally got his
YouTube.
I'm
finally in. I was in last week, and it was pretty cool to chat with you guys. So yeah, I am in the chat. It's good. I got my boys in the chat. I got my friends. It's cool. I always live reading it. Yeah. It's great.
Fuck yeah. All right, let's get into this episode. On the agenda is the White Scars, the 40k chapter era. So like I said, this is a 4th episode. We talked about the can, everything you could possibly want to know, and a little bit more. And then we talked about the White Scars in 30k. And then in this episode, we're going to be talking about kind of that 10,000 year history, specifically the Battle of Chogoris, which is their homeworld. Then we'll jump over to the organization, kind of starting with the Codex Astartes and working down to their companies. They got a bunch of cool named companies, which are going to be kind of fun to, speculate which one of these would we hope to get drafted into. Abducted, kidnapped? What do we do when we're a child and we get taken by the Astartes? Honored?
You celebrate at that point. You're like, I fucking made it. I'm off this feudal planet and I'm going to go do a bunch of adventures with my brothers and kill Xenos. Come on.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
And then just
I was gonna say, as long as it's not like Space King, I'm in.
Oh, fucking Space King's classic though. I'm in. Give me a hit.
You're in, even if it is Space King.
Especially. And then we're gonna go back to Chogoris and talk about their homeworld. We talked about their cool like mountain fortress, but we talked about really just their vehicle depot. They have so much more called the Quan Zhao, which is a cool mountain fortress that rivals such of the like Fenris would never see. You know, it's a massive fortress. Then we talk about a couple invasions that happen, a Necron one, a Drow one. Then we jump back to how they recruit and their brotherhoods. We talk Gene Seed, combat doctrine, beliefs, Stormsteer specifically. There's some cool kind of initiation rituals. We talk about their appearance, and then finally, to finish off this grand saga, we'll talk about some weapons that they like to use to kill things, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
It's not about the friends we made along the way. It's about the enemies we killed.
And
100%.
what you killed them with.
Well, if you remember the previous episode when we talked about Jaghatai Khan, like the opening quote that we had on there that I got to read was all just like, it's not enough to kill your enemies. You must take everything from them. Oh,
it was such a great quote. I think I should read that again.
I think you should.
Okay, I got it pulled up. It is not enough to take from an enemy their life. Rather, take from them also their places of safety, their allies, their homes, and their loved ones. Crush all those in their care. Lay their chattels to waste, and then drive them alone and naked into the darkness. Take everything they have and burn it for the mere pleasure of seeing the ash crackle between your fingers, and call it nothing more than a beginning.
Jeez. Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no time to waste. Let's get into it. So we are talking the White Scars, also known as the Horde of Jaghatai, which of course would be Jaghatai Khan, their Primarch. These are warriors forged in the brutal, unyielding steppes of Chogoris, their homeworld. The chapter's core lies in their fearsome, lightning-fast warfare, masters of the hit-and-run tactic. Their warriors ride into battle on the Astartes' assault bike, their mechanical steeds, and strike down their enemies with brutal efficiency. With an unwavering war cry of, "For the Emperor and the Khan," the White Scars unleash their fury, leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. They carry the scars of their savage past, symbols of their courage, pride, and heritage, and fight with the unrestrained ferocity of nomadic tribes. Brought together under the indomitable leadership of Jaghatai Khan, the White Scars' ancestors were wild, untamed tribes of Chogoris. Jaghatai's rise was as swift as his warriors' raids, uniting the fractured clans through sheer strength of will and ruthless campaign against their oppressors. His legend grew as he wiped the Palatine Empire from the face of Chogoris, until the Great Crusade arrived and Jaghatai's destiny was sealed. Meeting his father, Daddy E, Big E, the Emps, or also known as the Emperor, for the first time, Jaghatai understood that his vision of unity extended beyond Chogoris to the furthest reaches of humanity. When the 5th Legion absorbed Jaghatai's army, the White Scars inherited the legacy of Chogorian steppes, their speed, their savagery, and their sense of honor. I almost read that as sense of humor. I don't see the White Scars having much of a sense of humor. I kind of want to. It'd be funny that way, but anyway.
No, but they definitely do, man. Like, they're said to laugh all the time. I think they just have a very dark sense of humor. Like, during battle.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, but I just think it's one of those ones where it's like, you know, flaying your enemy isn't really that funny there, Can.
Yeah.
You know, like,
no, but you're right. We talked about it in the last episode with Jaghatai Khan about how like you can hear his maniacal laughter as he like rides by and just slays his enemies. It's wild. Ugh. Well, the tribe's fierceness was tempered with a sense of duty to the Emperor, and the White Scars became an unstoppable force in the Great Crusade. They fought with relentless vigor, always charging into battle at breakneck speed, leaving their enemies no time to regroup or retaliate. By the time the Horus heresy broke, the White Scars were embroiled in a long and grueling war against an Orc empire, but the treachery of Horus soon demanded their attention. Faced with the decision that would determine the fate of the Imperium, Jaghatai chose to answer Dorn's call over Russ, a choice that would see him and his warriors arrive at Terra in time to strike the traitors with their trademark ferocity. During the Siege of Terra, their actions are largely unknown, but what is certain is that the White Scars fought with their signature speed and savagery, launching devastating raids against the traitors. Their tactics were precise and unrelenting, a whirlwind of death that never allowed the enemy to settle. Even as the siege drew to a close, the White Scars emerged bloodied but undefeated. I think it's definitely worth noting. I just mentioned it, but we talk about their ferocity, their savagery, unrelenting. But I also said it where their tactics are precise and thought out. Like these guys, though seemingly insane, fast, go fast, let's go, let's hit, let's kill, take everything. They're not necessarily chaotic. And again, when I say chaotic, I obviously don't mean like the forces of the warp chaos, but they are not. They're not uncontrolled. They're not disorganized. They're very much organized and very quick in what they do.
They almost move like a flock of birds, but they're all individual. Like, you say they're very organized, but it's not like they're like ultramarine organized where everyone has like, that strict hierarchy and everyone they're very individualist, but they all move as that flock together. And you're like, how do those birds never hit each other? How does that swarm of White Scars on motorbikes never hit each other?
Yeah. Or one might say it's like a flock of gallimimus avoiding a predator. I'm looking at you, Logan, because Logan has the fucking Dennis Nedry shirt on right now. If you guys are paying the $5 a month video thing, I saw that. I was like, oh, geez, that's like a Dennis Nedry shirt. And literally it has fucking Dennis Nedry on it. Love it.
Yeah, he got real excited when I showed up on camera.
It was good.
Got that shirt to pick up chicks, not court, but whatever.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked on me.
Yeah. You have to pick up my wife. Like, hey, babe, is this what you're into?
Liz knows the deal. We're good.
She does know the
deal. Well, the whites. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Mark. Yeah.
One thing I just wanted to mention about the Siege of Terra, maybe I kind of was a little overzealous in their amenity during the siege, and I said they kind of were unknown. They definitely did have a lot to do with retaking that spaceport. And, they rode out and retook that and drove traders away. And then they kind of waited and hunkered down there. I'm sure they went out kind of across Terra and helped out where they could. But it was a lot of waiting and like seeing what was going to happen next once they got that spaceport. And I just feel like I shouldn't have glossed over that maybe after I heard it read out loud. But
yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, good call. So the White Scars would not let the traitors escape their wrath. Throughout the Great Scouring, they relentlessly pursued the defeated legions into the Eye of Terror, unwilling to let their enemies slip away. Their pursuit was relentless, and the pursuit of vengeance a constant driving force. The White Scars are not just warriors, they are the embodiment of the savage nomad spirit, driven by honor, pride, and an unbreakable will to see their enemies broken. Fucking not just broken, have everything fucking taken from them, like you said before.
That would be.
I call it a start.
Yeah, that's a good start. What do you mean it's a good start? They have nothing left. Well, let's keep going.
End the bloodline and salt the earth. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking how horrifying that would sound, like to have 1,000 motorcycles chasing you down while you're trying to run away. And it's a bunch of dudes with spears that are like, come here, little boy. Trying to cut you.
This is like Hell's Angels times 50.
Yeah, at least when they catch you, they're just going to kill you. They're not going to like flay you, rape your corpse, hang it on on a mantle and torture you or something. It's just a nice quick kill. And then they take your skull and mount it back home on their chapter fortress. But that's fine. You're dead at that point. Who cares?
Yeah, your head's lopped off, but you're not getting made into a fucking couch.
Yeah, you're not using
So
it.
you're all right. You know.
Yeah. So we'll jump into a quick history of the White Scars. Man, there's 10,000 years. There's a lot of battles. We're 10 editions into 40K, and there's a lot of little one-liners here that involve them and one-liners there. Maybe there's definitely episodes worth to do that kind of style of episode, but I think for this one, I got a little blurb here. And then, like I said, I want to specifically talk about the Battle of Chogoris, which is kind of like actually 40K times. And since it's their homeworld, it's way more personal than them just fighting orcs on a planet in, the Galactaba sector. The White Scars, the swift and furious sons of Jaghatai Khan, have spent 10,000 years waging war in the Emperor's name. Their history defined by speed, honor, and unrelenting hunt. Born from the fierce nomadic traditions of Chogoris, they have always embraced the art of lightning-fast strikes, favoring hit-and-run tactics that leave their enemies in ruin before they can react. During the Horus Heresy, they remain loyal to the Emperor, battling against the traitors with unmatched fury. And since then, they have continued their endless crusade, riding the tides of war across the galaxy. Whether hunting orcs across the void, striking down chaos warbands with righteous fury, or outmaneuvering the lumbering forces of the Imperium's enemies, the White Scars have remained a chapter apart, outsiders even amongst their brethren of Space Marines, yet utterly devoted to their duty. Their Primarch may have vanished into the webway in pursuit of the Dark Eldar raiders, but his sons still ride. Their eternal hunt continues, their speed unmatched, and their legend ever growing. I love kind of some of these sayings like "we ride," or like in the Discord here, somebody did a great little. I'm just stalling as I pull it up here. Okay, arise now, riders of Jaghatai Khan. Chaos deeds awake. Heretical is in the eastward. Let the jet bike be bridled, engine be sounded. Forth, White Scars, arise, ride. Riders of the Khan, chaos deeds awake, plasma and slaughter. Gow down shall be shaken, ceramite shall be splintered. A chainsword day, a red day. The sun rises. Bike now, bike to Terra. That was from Fuzz.
Fuck yeah, Fuzz. And I know what you did there. I know what you did. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who doesn't know, but if you know, you know. And I love that.
The Discord's just been full of all these like super cinematic rides of people. Like, is this the White Scars? And like, yeah, all these fun little quotes and stuff. It's been fun.
Yeah, that was cool. God, I could see it too.
I was laughing when you first said we were doing the White Scars, and someone put the GIF from South Park of the guy on the Harley. Going, I was just like, yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
All right. But I guess I get to take the Battle of Chogoris. I say that right? All right. I'm glad I heard one of you say it before I had to read that, because that was not where I was going with that word.
What were you gonna do?
Nope. Join the Patreon and you'll find out. No.
I'm on the fucking show. Tell me.
Are you on the Patreon? Then I guess you'll never know.
I was.
Court outing himself.
No, it just becomes a weird money laundering loop where he pays the Patreon and I pay him to be a host. It just gets counterproductive eventually.
See, Mark, that's a self-sustaining economy, right?
Oh, yes. That's
right?
like Patty's Pub's bucks. It's just like
yeah. It's all just going like this, right?
Yeah.
That's how the economy works, right? Money just goes around and around and around.
Oh man.
Oh, good stuff. All right. The storm broke out without warning. Huron Blackheart for Frodo. For Frodo. The storm broke out without warning. Huron Blackheart's red corsairs erupted from the maelstrom. A barbed trident plunging into the Yasan sector with unrelenting ferocity. His fleet, a roving nightmare of Desolator-class warships and void-warped space hulks, scythed through the Imperium defenses like the Reaper's blade through brittle wheat. Worlds burned. Grutuli and Thaxus were the first to fall. Their defenders butchered in a maddened slaughter. Their people flee into the cold dark, only to be torn apart by the merciless tides of the warp. By the time the first Agyur pings warned of oncoming storm, Bar-Utai Khan already stood upon the ramparts of the Quan Zhao, watching the fire claw at Chogoris' sky. This battle would not be won in the void; it would be won or lost in the blood and dust of his homeland. The White Scars fought like the storm itself, unseen, unstoppable, striking with the fury of the steep winds. Where the Red Corsairs landed, they found only empty plains and whispering canyons, until suddenly the ground itself birthed death. White Scars riders, their bikes kicking up great torrents of dust, crashed into the Chaos warbands with their speed of thunderheads rolling across the steep. Stormseers called tempests to shroud their movements, turning the planet's wrath against its invaders. Where the traders waded through the choking salt marshes, the White Scars were already gone, leaving only corpses and scattered war machines. But for every warband slain, more came. Chaos champions, each vying for favor, burned villages and broke sacred ground. Nomad camps were left in ruin, their ashes scattered on the howling wind. The White Scars struck again and again and again, yet the tide still advanced. Then the sky itself split apart. How am I going to say that?
Cicatrix maledictum.
Cicatrix. Okay, this is the
Cicatrix.
second word I had. The Cicatrix maledictum, thank you, Court, yawned wide, and its abysmal birth came something worse than Blackheart's raiders, demons. Shrieking echoes of the Immaterium's malice spilled forth in an endless tide of madness and slaughter. The people of Chogoris, once proud and unbreakable, fled before the nightmare. Hundreds of thousands died within days. Seeing his world slip into damnation, Jabal Khan, returning from the battlefields of Armageddon, knew the time for cunning was over. He and his warriors struck at the chaos lines with a reckless abandon, drawing the hordes of heretics and demons towards Quan Zhao, a single desperate last stand in the shadow of the Kum Kracha Mountains. For solar months, the fortress monastery held, wreathed in smoke and steel, blood and lightning. Then, through the howling void, salvation arrived on the wings of fire. Khosrow Khan, master of the hunt, had braved the terror of the Noctis Eternia and returned to reach his homeworld. The journey had cost him dearly, but he had returned, and he did not return alone. From the empty quarter, he gathered every White Scar still drawing breath, every nomad still thirsting for vengeance. He led them in a single decisive strike into the Red Corsairs' rear lines, his Stormseers calling upon the rage of the heavens to mask their attack. By the time Blackheart realized his peril, he was caught between two unbreakable forces. For 3 days, the bloodstorm raged, and by the end, the White Scars stood atop the broken corpses of their foes, and the tyrant of Babadab was in retreat. Hurion's Blackheart's warband still prowled the burning plains, but their master had fled, slipping back into the shattered remnants of the Yasan sector to bide his time. The war for The war for Chogoris was not yet over, but the worst had passed. Then, through the still snarling warp, came the final blade of defiance. Battle Group Delphi II of the Indomitus Crusade broke through the storm's grip, bearing with it the White Scars' Primaris reinforcements. With fresh brothers to join their ranks and the vengeful tribes of Chogoris rising anew, the White Scars turned to the task ahead. Their world would be won back, inch by bloody inch, and when the time came, they would hunt down those who dared defile it. Goosebumps.
Yep.
Goosebumps the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. I love, I think, the Storm Seers kind of effect on this battle. I just picture the steps of the homeworld and the lightning strikes, and we've all been in these crazy thunderstorms where like you feel in your chest and the flash of lightning. And just imagine being on that planet when that's happening. But then the lightning starts hitting your enemies and you start cheering, and lightning's flashing down and just zapping bad guys as the Storm Seers are calling the righteous fury of the planet down upon their enemies.
Hand check, gentlemen. Hand check. Hand check.
Hand check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank God the wind's here. I don't even need hands.
Ha!
Just lean into it.
The other thing you got to think about is if you're their enemy and you see a storm, it's like, okay, is that a storm or is that an enemy force that I have to deal with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many guys are just staring at every cloud that goes by? Like, is that a problem? Is that a bunch of bikes?
The fog of war is very real, where you're just like, we don't even know what's past this 100-foot perimeter. Like, who the fuck knows what's out there? We hear the roaring of motorbikes. We don't like that.
Or is it? Maybe it's the thunder. You don't know. How would you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up next,
just a heads up. There's a big storm about to hit where I'm at right now, and so if you guys hear like thunder in the distance, literally, it's happening outside right now. It's happening. It's the Khan. I just lost you guys for a little bit because I didn't know if the weather was going to knock something out of my internet. But Fuzz brings up a good question. I'm wondering, Mark, if you can highlight that. He just says, I wonder if the Storm Seer's power is heightened on their homeworld. That, flavor-wise, fuck yeah. I will lean into that. That sounds so cool. Like, it feels like it should be thematically a little bit more powerful. If we're putting like our actually glasses on, I don't, because you have to understand like some of the Storm Seers are probably not from Chogoris. They might have been 5th Legion previously, and they probably actually weren't from Chogoris, because I would assume the majority of the psychers they got were not native to Chogoris, were not probably part of the Khan or the tribe.
Yeah, that would have been many, many years ago. That like they would have all kind of been dead and gone by the time 40K could have rolled around. But I think there's a very real power level increase between the White Scars and the Storm Seers and their planet. Like, we know that like they're very similar in how the Space Wolves operate with their planet and their rune priests, where they kind of have that connection to their homeworld, where their planet almost seems to have like a warp spirit of its own somehow, that they can call upon and channel. And they also use it as like a grounding device as well. So maybe I wonder if it's not that they have more power, they're just more grounded and everything becomes easier. And maybe that's how they get more access to more power, because if your normal spell casting of 10 is now a 5 or whatever fucking nonsense it is, like it just...
Think of it like home field advantage. I think you're right, Mark. And I think like it's heightened. Like if Liverpool is playing Anfield, yeah, we're going to get soccer nerds here. But like if Liverpool is playing oh my gosh. If a home team is playing at their home stadium, home field, they're going to play harder just because of the nature of that's their turf. They get they know that field. They're the vibe. Like you get the chants, the singing, and in this, it's the weather. It's like, this is our shit. We're good.
Yeah. We talk a lot more about the Storm Seers in this episode and just kind of some of their powers and stuff. But yeah, it's super cool. Kind of like you said, like this is their powers are not only channeled through them, they're also inspired by the planet. Like there are a lot of lightning powers and thunder powers and stuff like that, fogs, like we kind of mentioned. So it's like very, it's like if the salamanders were firing molten lava all the time, you're like, well, they're from Nocturne, so it makes sense,
Right. Yeah.
I like it. All right, up next we got the organization. The White Scars of the Great Crusade were not a legion bound by the walls and static formations, but a storm of given purpose, a howling gale of warriors who struck with the speed of a lightning bolt and the fury of a hunting pack. Their organization was built for the hunt. Each brotherhood was a self-sufficient warband led by its own Khan, a master of the battlefield who knew his warriors like a rider knows his steed. These brotherhoods were not rigid companies, but fluid war hosts, adapting to battle as swiftly as the changing sands of Chogoris. The great Khan, Jaghatai, did not demand blind obedience, but swift understanding. His warriors moved as one, though not through discipline alone, but through instinct, honed to the sharpness of a blade. That's like that good word for that. Like, how are they not hitting each other in their motorcycle rides? It's just they got that instinct, like they have been riding horses like this for generations, for tens of thousands of years. It's so ingrained in them. It's instinct now.
I think too, like you said, Mark, it's like a flock of birds. Like they know each other so well, and they can probably predict directions on where they're changing and stuff. And I don't know. Yeah, it's instinct, Very cool.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I've ridden motorbikes. I know it's tough to not hit people. I know that. I'm constantly trying to kick other people off motorbikes when I ride with them. I fight the urge, but I fight it.
I wonder if they don't even really communicate with each other. They just know when to move and do stuff together.
Yeah. Like,
or
and like it doesn't even sound like it's through like years of training. It's like it's so much deeper than that.
Is it instinct or is it a latent psyker ability?
Yeah,
it is for the what's it called? This, what do we call them? The spell whatever's storm seers. It is for the storm seers, but don't give psychic abilities to all of them.
Why not?
Get out of here. Go on, get.
It's okay. You guys can be wrong.
But I don't think we are, but we could be. We could be. Each White Scar was more than a mere soldier. They were hunters, riders, and stormbringers, trained from birth to read the land, the enemy, and the moment of the perfect strike. The Stormseers mystics who rode the warp winds like their brothers rode the steep, guided them with visions and omens, shaping the battlefield with lightning and fire. Unlike the dogmatic librarians of other legions, the Stormseers were not chained by rigid doctrines, but unbound, answering only to the elements in the Warhawk's command. The White Scars waged war like a relentless tempest, never lingering, never bogged down in an attrition that strangled lesser legions. Their fleets were swift, their war gear practical and unadorned, built for speed and endurance over ceremonial show. The jet bike was their war horse, the flamer and power saber their fangs, in the sky their true dominion. They struck where the enemy was weakest, or where the blood price was the highest, shattering defenses before vanishing into the storm once more. Against them, no fortress was safe, no retreat swift enough, no counterattack ever in time. The White Scars were not the mailed fist of the Imperium, but the blade that severed the enemy's throat before they even knew they were bleeding.
Fucking hell. Jeez.
That's such a hard line.
Yeah. There's not a lot of soft edges to these guys.
No. Yeah, I get the savage why everyone kind of looks down at them. They're like, whoa, dial it back there.
Yeah.
Like, yikes.
If these
it's
guys
kind of sad.
I was just saying, if these guys were like an 80s hair metal band, they'd be doing so much coke. Just all the time.
They'd be manufacturing the coke.
Yeah.
They're just that committed to it.
Yeah. Oh,
In
man.
some type of like smoke hut, all the White Scars just doing their planet's weird ritual drugs together.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
Man.
The White Scars, they used to have a bunch of jet bikes and stuff. And that was pretty cool with their whole lightning analogy, striking from the skies. And there's a couple lines in there where they're like, even their warships, they tweaked the engines to make them faster. I'm just trying to find the one line that was kind of the sky, their true dominion. Like it just, that speed, that limitless 3-dimensional speed and stuff, and the lightning motif. It's sad that they kind of lost that, but also kind of that's the beauty of 40K. You don't get to stay perfect.
Just kind of bring it back, do what you want with it, model it how you want, paint it how you want. But it's got to be white.
Yeah, like now it's all motorbikes, and that motorbikes are fucking tight, but jet bikes are just that like so much more bang on with that lightning motif.
Yeah. And I'm looking at if you guys Google White Scars Army, there's a fucking chef's kiss, beautiful picture of this White Scars force by Paul Sawyer, like clearly 1993, maybe, like old school force. And oh my gosh, it's got like the flocked hills terrain that just looks so bad. The bright green bases rimmed
Goblin green.
Oh, Goblin green, baby. Yeah, it looks so cool. This is really tempting. Like we talked about it, Mark, in the last one with Christian with Jaghatai Khan. Fucking tempting to play this army. Like I have a really good white recipe for painting with my Necrons, and this is just like, I'm tempted.
They were almost my first army when I was picking an army. Yeah, it came down between them and Raven Guard, and the stealth won me over. But it was
okay.
that close because they both use speed. They use bikes. Raven Guards use jump packs. Both use land speeders. So it literally came down to: do I want to go fast with bikes, or do I want to be stealthy? And I went in the stealthy direction.
Yeah,
nice. Jack says lightning is reserved for the Night Lords, and I say, do you think the White Scars have red lightning though? Like I wonder if on their planet their white lightning is kind of the atmosphere causes red lightning. Is that even possible?
I think so. Hang on. I think I've seen a picture of that.
If we're going to ask possible within the fantasy realm of 40K, I'm just going to answer yes.
Then fuck yes, Mark, it's possible.
Yeah.
No, there is red lightning.
Fuck yeah, it's possible.
Like IRL, it's possible.
Yeah.
Sprites or red sprites are large-scale electrical discharges that occur in the mesosphere, high above thunderstorm cloud.
Yeah, okay, I muted him because I hate talking about electrical beyond White Scars. So
you had PTSD right there.
I was like, oh god, I'm not getting paid enough to hear him talk electrical. Okay, let's get him back. I'm sorry I had to do that to you there.
Wasn't even the normal Sparky stuff. It was in the air.
No. That's close enough for me. Stop right there.
I'm gonna get a taser next time. I'm just gonna go randomly in the middle of the episode.
I'm okay with that, I think. Yeah, that could be a good evening. That's the OnlyFans. Sorry, sometimes we get the podcast and the OnlyFans mixed up, but
usually you got to pay extra for that.
Yes, you do.
And for $5 a month, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the Codex Astartes is kind of primarily how the White Scars organize themselves. I talked about how they're kind of not organized. They're howling storm and all these kind of metaphors to say that they kind of were solo but work together. But when the Codex Astartes came across, they signed on to it. So we're going to kind of learn a little bit about that.
Yeah. So let's jump into the Codex Astartes. When the storm of the Horus heresy finally broke and the traitors lay scattered in ruin, the White Scars did not falter at the dawn of Gilliman's new order. The great Khan, ever a hunter who valued speed over stagnation, saw no chains in the Codex Astartes, only the refinement of a war doctrine that had always been his legion's way. The Khans had never been shackled to the rigid formations of lesser legions. They had always fought as independent war hosts, bound by blood, oath, and instinct rather than by rank and decree. To break the legion into chapters was not to weaken it, but to unleash its warriors in 100 swift and uncatchable hunts across the stars. Jaghatai saw no reason to resist what was already in their nature. For the White Scars, the Codex was not a leash, but a wind in that. Now, see that? You hear that, Space Wolves? Not a leash. I'm looking at you, Lehman Russ. The Codex was not a leash, but a wind at their backs. The war band that had once roamed as nomadic brotherhoods became the foundations of new chapters. each led by a Khan who carried the Warhawk's will into the void. The Storm Seers, ever the spiritual core of the Legion, ensured that the soul of the White Scars endured beyond division, binding the newly forged chapters into the old ways, the hunt, the storm, the unrelenting strike. While other legions warred over doctrine and tradition, the White Scars rode ahead, unburdened by the past, listening to Freebird by Leonard Skinner on their motorbikes radio, carving fresh paths into the wake of an empire still bleeding from rebellion and hating Nickelback all the way. Even with the great... It's canon.
Fucking canon.
Yep. Even with the great Khan lost to the void, his sons did not hesitate. They did not look to Terra for guidance, nor mourn as statues gathered dust in mausoleums. Instead, they rode onward, their chapters now a dozen howling war hosts scattered across the stars, each bearing the legacy of the Warhawk. The Codex Astartes had not tamed them. It had not leashed them. Again, Lehman Russ, yep, little pun. It had simply given them new horizons to chase, new battlefields to storm, and new prey to bring low beneath the thunder of their charge. Ugh. Using the term Warhawk with these guys just sounds so fucking cool. Like it fits so well.
I forget who said it, but he used the analogy of like how hawks hunt, where they're soaring above the battlefield and they're just watching, waiting for that perfect time to dive down fast and make their kill. And that's kind of really how the White Scars in the can do it. You know, they just wait and watch, especially the can with the way he kind of thinks and calculates and watches.
That's also kind of ties in what we read earlier, where the Storm. Oh, I just forgot the Psyker's name. I just had it. Anyway, the Storm Seer. Thank you. The Storm Seers will help guide the forces with their psychic powers. So we were all kind of right, but they'll help guide the giant thing with their powers, kind of like that hawk looks down on everyone. The Storm Seer can kind of be that hawk role and direct the talons, which is the rest of the bikes where they need to go.
Cool. I found a great quote from there's some Space Wolf shenanigans going on in the chat, so we'll shut that down with this quote. It's from a White Scar to a Space Wolf, probably. I wear a pelt because it's cool. You wear a pelt because it turns you on.
Come on. Come on. I love
probably
Space Wolves
happened.
Too. It's probably true, but I love Space Wolves too. That was my first army. Ursat's in the chat. You and I, we could be Space Wolf brothers. It's all right.
That was
They're up next actually in Legion Order, so exciting times.
I'm psyched.
Yeah.
I almost got kicked out of a Horus Heresy Discord one time because a bunch of Space Wolves fans were being annoying. So I posted a picture of a furry with a Space Wolf model on the back of it, and I said, "Is this you guys?" And then I got a warning from the mod.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Worth.
Get a job, you fucking mods.
For real though.
But
all right. I think current companies now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Current companies. The White Scars Codex is a testament to their unyielding structure, yet it is not a rigid hierarchy. Rather, it is a dynamic force built for speed, precision, and overwhelming impact. The chapter is divided into distinct companies, each with its own specialized forces and battle doctrine, ranging from the devastating firepower of the Stormbolt Brotherhood to the aerial supremacy of the Planestalker Brotherhood. That's cool, they call them Brotherhoods. Within each company, the warriors are further organized into squads, with each squad tailored to its mission and unique combat role. These squads are the fundamental building blocks of the White Scars' material prowess, designed for rapid deployment and swift execution. This structure allows the White Scars to adapt, reorganize, and strike with unmatched ferocity and ensuring that no battle is ever fought the same way twice. The codex may dictate broad categories, but within it, there is a fluidity and mobility that defines the White Scars as warriors of speed and sudden violence.
Yeah. You mentioned that brotherhood term. Yeah, it is a fun term. It has a lot of meaning behind it. Just anyone who's been in a brotherhood or fraternity or anything like that kind of knows there's some type of societal expectations with it. But with the White Scars, it's kind of cool how they came across that term. Like they're 170 years into the Great Crusade, and they still haven't found their Primarch. And their chapters scattered across the galaxy. They're recruited from planets across the galaxy. They're just purposeless, essentially. And then when the Primarch finds them, he kind of unites them all. They do the ritual of the blooding, where it's like, okay, now after this, like, we all might be from different places, but like, this is the new brotherhood. This is the loyalty. There's meaning behind this, power, purpose, and it's a huge thing for the White Scars to kind of have this moment. Yeah. That's all. That's my rant.
And they choose their new names too, like we said in the blood ritual that you were talking about, Mark. Like, they get blooded.
Yeah.
They choose new names for themselves, so their identity is now ingrained in this chapter.
Yeah. Like a lot of like Freemasons, you choose like your cult name, or maybe not cult name if you're a Freemason, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a part of that solidifying, like you said, your identity within this organization. Such a great way of doing it.
It's more fraternal than the other legions too, because all the legions will call like, oh, brother, when they're referring to each other, but this one, it goes a step further than that. It's not just brother, it's we are brothers. This is a brother. It's not a team, it's a brotherhood. We're together.
Yeah.
All right. Digging deeper into specifics, the first company, the Spearpoint Brotherhood. Masters of ancient power armor, these veterans strike with brutal precision, appearing in battle like the tip of the spear. Formed to overwhelm, they are seldom gathered in one place. More often, they infiltrate other White Scars formations, appearing as harbingers of destruction, swift and deadly. That's super cool. The second company, the Fire Fist Brotherhood, forged in the molten heart of... Oh, crap. Chogoris? Yes. Chogoris, dang it. Forged in the molten heart of Chogoris' mouth of flame, they emerge as living firestorms. Their warriors must steal a burning pearl from the heart of the volcano itself. And so they fight with that same ferocity, reinforcing other companies to scorch the battlefield with speed and fire. Speed is their weapon, fire their vengeance.
Okay.
Salamander is called. They would like their thing back.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I was making dinner tonight, and I accidentally dropped a small piece of sausage that I cut into my toaster, and I had to try and fish it out pretty quickly. Is this on par with being part of the Fire Fist Brotherhood?
Yeah, no. It is. You would have been a full-on White Scar if only you ceremonially cut your face as well. Just a cool lightning scar.
But remember, I cut my finger. I got 4 stitches the other week, so like
you're in.
I'm in.
My man, you're the first man to be abducted by the White Scars. Normally, it's children. Congrats.
That's fine. I'm a late bloomer that way.
I'm still struggling with watching you sticking a knife into a toaster to retrieve something.
No. 2 different things. This was from building terrain. That's how I cut my finger. And then I grabbed the piece of sausage out with my hands.
Oh, okay. You got long fingers. I forget that, because there's no way I could get it with my big old sausage fingers. I'm like, he stuck a knife in the toaster. That's so stupid. Why would he do that? Oh, he's got long fingers. Gosh. He's just like, that's why I was so confused. I'm like, why would you do that?
You guys ever watched salad fingers before?
Oh, yeah.
Like fingers like that.
And no, Fuzz, the toaster was not plugged in. I unplugged it, did the thing, and then I plugged it back in. So
good.
Anyways.
All right. The Eagle Brotherhood. Predators on the hunt, led by the master of the hunt himself, Jaghatai Khan. These warriors know no fear when it comes to cutting down leadership. They stalk their prey, never relenting until their target falls. Their might unyielding and swift, an eagle's talon on a killing spree. There are so many things about this legion that just tie to a bunch of other legions. And it's like they're like a kind of a Swiss Army knife kind of thing going on, I feel like.
Maybe like definitely not in style warfare. Like they're pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah.
They definitely like that. But like when it comes to like the bigger themes or overlying themes, like this Masters of the Hunt, we haven't talked too much about like how really they are hunters and they want that big and bad kill. And that could be so comparable to like the Emperor's Champion hunting down the best heretic is his great big kill, you know?
Yeah, even just in the things we've read, they've got stealth, they've got tip of the spear people, they've got firestorm, they have pilots, they have salamander-like people. It's just they've got like a flavor of each one of their cousins built into their chapter, and I think that makes them more special. I think that's pretty neat because they're still uniquely them, but they've got pieces of everybody else that they've adapted into their fighting style.
Yeah. The next one is the fourth company, the Talwar Brotherhood. Blades flash in a storm of deadly elegance. The Talwar Brotherhood is the embodiment of the close quarters destruction, wielding Kindjal daggers and curved chain swords with unmatched expertise. Their combat is a dance of death, fast, furious, and unbound. Talwards, for those who remember, are a curved type of sword that like Cossacks typically use, I think Christian said, but yeah, kind of that curved scimitar looking sword.
That's cool.
The fifth company, the Stormwrath Brotherhood. In the chaos of battle, the Stormwrath Brotherhood moves unseen, their assault veiled by the powers of the Storm Seers. Striking with the fury of the Tempest, they wield devastating whirlwinds and armored vehicles, tearing through their enemies like a storm itself. Unpredictable and relentless, unforgiving. Cool. Yeah, lots of psychic librarians. And the next one, the 6, is the Hawk's Eye Brotherhood. Not to be mistaken with the Eagle Eye and hopefully the Falcon Eye, but we haven't got there yet. But the 6th, tanks and transports form the backbone of the Hawk's Eye Brotherhood, bringing down the weight of the heavy firepower in precision strikes. Tactical squads and intercessor squads move like a flood of unstoppable force, ensuring the enemy is ground beneath the wheels of their relentless march.
Yeah. I bet with those guys, even though they're doing like bigger tank stuff, they're still trying to go as fast as they can. Like I would just imagine they're just like, you know, if you're bringing like a Predator or Land Raider or something, they've still hopped it up somehow. They've hot rodded it to like try and go just a little bit faster.
They're opening the hood, taking a shot, and spitting the alcohol into the engine to make it faster.
Yeah. They like don't slow down upon like disembarkment. They're just like, fuck it, here we go, let's go.
Just open the door and break. We'll throw them.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, if anyone wants, you can look up on Let's Academy, and they do break down all these brotherhoods in great detail, like down to the squad of this many tactical squads and all that kind of fun organizational stuff. But you know, that's only for the true veterans of madness to have to listen to that another day. Go look for yourself.
And I am kind of surprised how organized they are. Like, to be honest, before we read the Codex Astartes portion, I was like, I mean, I remember them you know, kind of falling in line with like, yeah, the Imperium's the shit that we want to join because they're doing all the fucking cool stuff that we want to do on an official level. But I was a little surprised because I was like, these guys seem like they want to stick to their ways. They want to do the stuff that they want to do. So for them following the Codex, so I hate to even say rigidly, but like following it so well, like it's kind of surprising to me. But also if you look back and like how their tribes were organized, like they were all individualistic, but all still united under one. It kind of makes sense, you know?
Yeah, and you were so close. Like the one thing the Khan likes more than anything else is unity. And the emperor, like, yeah, he bent the knee to the emperor, and that wasn't his dream, but it was the best dream, and he wanted to unify into that. And then same with kind of concept, same with Gilliman and the Codex Astartes. Is like, okay, well, is this my dream necessarily? Like, not really. Will it impede me? No. Does it go towards unity though? Or now me and my brother's that much more close to like a stable imperium?
Yeah,
it's kind of the concept.
It's not the dream job, but it's a job, and it's a good job, and you get to do what you like at this job.
It's fulfilling, it's rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they have dental though?
They better if they could spit acid. It's just like, fuck, every other day I need new fucking teeth. I'm acid ruining my teeth.
If not, you just get to make cool jewelry like that.
Ooh.
Is that your tooth?
No, that's my buddy. This is Eric's brother's tooth. My buddy Eric, his brother Alec. This is his tooth. I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, and if you're on the video chat, you can see what's going on. But I'm holding up one of my teeth earrings. But
just holding up teeth earrings.
Just holding up teeth. I had all 4 wisdom teeth out, and I wanted to make earrings out of them. And because like I just bitched and moaned for that 1 week that I couldn't eat solid foods. And then once I finally like could eat for a week, I ate 9 chicken soft tacos from Del Taco in like 30 minutes. It's like the greatest meal I've ever had. And so like I hang on to this tooth. It's not even mine because I lost all 4 of mine. They like flew away or something. But I hang on to it as like a reminder of like, don't take your meals for granted. Quit your bitching. You couldn't eat for 1 week. You couldn't eat solids because you had your fucking wisdom teeth out. There's millions of people on Earth, Terra, Chogoris, wherever, starving, and you fucking complain because you had smoothies for 6 days.
Now sit down and eat your teeth.
Yeah, let's go. Now here we go. I will say this, and this is a fun. Join the Imperial Tide, and you can see this next week. I will show you guys this. Oh my god! Let me preface by saying I'm not a serial killer. Okay,
he is.
No,
yeah, I'm worried.
No, but I have a box of my friends' teeth that they've given me over the years.
Okay. Lorehammer Legal is jumping at the range there.
And I'm happy to show you guys.
Hire?
Oh,
Mods, can we ban him?
Yeah. First, we want to see the teeth. First, let's verify if he is a serial killer or not. Let's see how many teeth.
They're behind me. Oh, they're out there. They're right there. They're right fucking there.
Why are they all baby teeth? That's weird.
No, shut up. Hang on. Seriously, 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of all the things, I love it. But to keep it topical, this is the kind of thing that White Scars would probably do, make teeth earrings just out of wolves and stuff. There we go. Normally that kind of thing is full of bits, not bits of teeth.
Whoever was asking for tangents in the Discord, you are getting
You're fucking
today.
Getting it right now.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
Enjoy your teeth. Wow, one for every day of the week.
So
can you brush them
teeth in here?
before bed?
No, but when I made jewelry out of them, I'd have to brush them. Like I have my friend Chandler's teeth in here, and then they're all like labeled. I know that. God, this sounds so fucking crazy. I know.
No, man, you're making an orc blush. They're like, dude, this guy's rich.
I'm rich as shit in orc worlds.
Check out this motherfucker's wallet.
Yeah, man, teeth.
I'm legit speechless. Like, what are we even doing anymore? What are we doing?
Here's the thing. I never asked for these. People started giving them to me when I made these. I made like a necklace, and they're like, well, hey, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out like in 2 weeks. Do you want them? And I was like, I guess. And then people started just giving them to me.
It's a gift.
So if people give you drugs, are you just going to take them? Like
that's different.
You have a box of teeth. How is that different?
Oh man!
Oh my gosh! I've derailed.
That's different.
I'm not getting high off teeth.
I don't know that.
No, but I'm lording over a ton of orcs because I'm rich as shit.
Fuck yeah!
I regret bringing this up.
No, I don't think so. I think we all are better for knowing this about you. I think.
There's gonna be. We need to do a like get to know your hosts episode where we just like say funny shit, talk about who we are, and I think that's one of them.
Okay.
How many
That's one of
baby
them.
teeth were in there? Because those were not all wisdom teeth.
Oh, that's
No, there's like coyote teeth. There's like snake vertebrae in here. Shark's teeth.
What are you
I'm glad
mean?
you don't just limit it to teeth.
Every time
There's
you talk, it gets
vertebrae.
weirder.
Oh, look, here's a big toe. Just wiggling it around.
This is my first dog's canine. Like, what do you
People gave me this shit, and I was gonna make jewelry out of it, man. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
Where do you even go from there? How do you get out of this
we're
fucking
just gonna.
hole?
Here's
Thanks
how
for
you-
watching, everyone. We'll
Yeah,
see
thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, man. We're gonna take a hard right turn here, much like the White Scars would do on their bikes, and talk about the Seventh Company. Oh, there we go. Shit.
Oh man. So do you want to real quick though, Court? Do you want to
Yeah.
just give us your address so if anyone wants to send you some teeth, they can send you some?
I don't think I want to open invite to the internet to have them send me teeth. 'Cause
Okay, well you
here's the
just
thing.
let me know and we'll set that up.
No, I know where these teeth came from because they're my friend's teeth. I know that they were theirs. Some dude's gonna mail me teeth of like his neighbor that he murdered.
I know
And-
where these teeth came from. What a wild statement. What do you mean?
They
I
don't
also
talk to you at night, do they? Like
No.
when you
Just during
close the lid,
day.
the voices go away.
Are,
Yeah.
are you like doing Dexter with his blood slides? You're just like, ah, the teeth.
Oh, but people have told me to watch that for sure. I have an alligator
God.
tooth that I wear in the same ear too, but it's in the car. Oh my god.
How many teeth are in the car? Like, do you just have sashes of teeth?
Just one. Wait, no, I have my gold tooth.
That's still a lot more than everyone else I've ever met in my
I
life.
have a
though.
gold tooth cap that I think is in my car that was made for me. It was made.
Was it?
Oh, this is so good. Oh, I'm so sorry for derailing it this much, guys. Oh, I'm fucking crying. Oh god.
I'm just worried is all.
I have to go to bed tonight thinking about these
Yeah.
teeth.
He lives in the same city as you, Logan. So
I
look out,
I know.
lock your door.
If you wake up with less teeth, Logan, it wasn't me.
Are you the
Oh,
tooth fairy? Be
no.
honest, are you the tooth fairy?
No, I'm just the. Oh man, I'm the one that collects from the tooth fairy. Oh my god, thank you guys. Oh,
Things I learned from Lorehammer. Court
I-
collects teeth. That's all you need. Honestly,
Look,
I think
man.
I think you're right. I think you're onto something. Next week, I think after we're done this White Scars, we should do some bonus episodes where we just shoot the shit with each other. We can find out all the weird nitty gritty things like that. If you
Like-
got teeth, what else you got hiding over there?
I don't have
a big
anything
room.
nearly as weird. It's a
No.
big room.
but what I want to do is I want to do trivia with you guys. I want to host a Lorehammer episode where I ask you guys Warhammer trivia and see who can get the most answers right. But not even that. Like I want to do things like, okay, the Primarch that most fits the bill of Taylor Swift. Who would that be? And you have to argue who you think it would be.
It's
and I
Fulgrim.
have to.
It's
Yeah,
Fulgrim.
I can't.
It's
okay.
full.
It's not even close. It's Fulgrim. How dare you even question that?
Yeah.
Oh, god!
I will
damn
give you 2 teeth if you admit it's Fulgrim.
That's a fucking good deal.
I love how this has changed our friendship so much, Logan.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna weirdly throw out like I will give you 1 tooth if you do this.
It's like hey, you want to go out and get?
Oh.
You want to go out to eat? And he just pulls up to a back alley and hangs a bag of teeth from a homeless
There
person.
you go.
But he doesn't know where those teeth came from, so we won't take them.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there are rules to this
There's
madness,
rules,
which
them's the
is
rules.
nice.
He's just standing at the dentist watching him pull teeth. He's like, "Can I have that one?" That's a really nice tooth.
Now I'm imagining Fulgrim singing and dancing to "Shake It Off," says Lupercal.
You're
I
welcome.
mean, it's accurate. It's lore
Truly,
accurate.
truly mind rot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Well, let me try and steer us back on course. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Fucking A.
One more comment.
What?
It's just the Bone Reapers from AOS, says Jax.
I do play Soulblight Gravelords, and I run like 60 skeletons, so you're not wrong in that area.
And they're made of real bones.
Every army you play has something weird with teeth. I just realized.
What, the vampires and stuff?
The vampires, the bones, the Necrons have their weird teeth in front of their skull.
What?
The Space Wolves have fangs.
Teeth fetish is called Odaxaginia.
I'll tell you
I'll
right
put it-
now that ain't me. That's not where we're going on this.
This
I'm gonna put a
is
hard
correct.
no on that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening?
That's not what's happening here. I can promise you that. And Logan, you're stretching so far with that, like, oh, and Space Wolves have teeth. I'm pretty sure Gilliman has fucking teeth. Like, how does that?
The big fangs and the fangs that hang off of their armor all the time.
That's cool, man. You're hanging shit that you collect. I like that. That's rad.
I can tell you. Teeth, fingers, why stop there?
There's a dude in one of the White Scars minis that's like holding a head. He just collected it. There you
Why
go.
stop there?
Yeah.
The court's like 3 things away from being a Night Lord IRL.
I do really like the Night Lord.
It starts with the teeth, chat. Watch out.
There's just something about their skin. It can be so soft
It's just
sometimes. I don't know what they condition it with.
Nino said teeth. What aboutism? Nice.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, fuck. Wow. Okay. I'm so sorry if this is your first time listening to Lorehammer. And yet, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jeez. Okay. Let's get back. Here we go. The 7th Company, the Planestalker Brotherhood. They are masters of the skies. The Planestalker Brotherhood, they rule the air. Their aircraft swarm like deadly predators, launching surgical strikes from above and vanishing before the enemy can retaliate. They are the winds of war, swift and untouchable. That's fucking cool. Oh, I'd like to do an army of that. That'd be sweet. Though I'm not a big fan of the models like the aircraft for Space Marines. I just don't think they look that cool.
And we're in a weird spot too with like no Primaris spacecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The 8th Company, the Blood Rider Brotherhood. The warriors of the Blood Rider Brotherhood are the storm at the heart of close combat. Assault squads and interceptor squads charge forward like a tidal wave, crashing into the enemy with brutal force. There is no retreat, no hesitation, only the raw, unrelenting drive to tear down all in their path. That seems cool. A little generic. Seems cool, though. The 9th Company, the Stormbolt Brotherhood. When defense is as deadly as offense, this that just sounds like, what's the best offense? A good defense. The Stormbolt Brotherhood. Yeah, the Stormbolt Brotherhood stands unyielding. Specializing in heavy firepower, they unleash a torrent of destructive force, using devastators and hellblasters to carve their mark on the battlefield. They fight not as a single unit, but as a shadow everywhere and nowhere. That's sick. So they're like heavy intercessors, I'm guessing, and but they're also a little bit like sneaky. They're not like super, hey, here we are, we're just gonna launch a bunch of shit. Like they're a devastator squad with a little bit more hit and run.
Yeah, a little more stealth, almost. Like,
Maybe.
I'm just trying to picture like how it works. Like, if you got all these fast moving bikes, you almost need guys to sneak ahead of time to set up encampments before the bikes get in, and then
Mhm.
when they roll in, then you kind of pop up an ambush. But
Yeah.
Storm Brotherhood.
It's pretty cool.
Another borrowed thing from Raven Guard.
I knew
They've got a battle brother for each company. Looks like.
I knew you were gonna say it. The 10th company. I know. The Wind Speaker Brotherhood. Silent as the wind, deadly as a whisper. Oh man, it made me think of a fart. I'm sorry. When silent as the wind, deadly as a whisper. Silent but deadly. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look, Logan. You're telling me when I silent as the wind, deadly as a whisper, you did not think silent but deadly.
I'm still traumatized from the teeth.
Jeez. I just don't want to talk to you anymore. This friendship after this podcast is over, teeth boy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
Sure disturbing.
There we go. There we go. Jeez. Anyway, the Wind Speaker Brotherhood, silent as the wind, deadly as a whisper. The Wind Speaker Brotherhood scouts the galaxy with unmatched precision. Their Vanguard Space Marines have taken the art of stealth better than the Raven Guard could ever have hoped for, and strike to a new level, newer than the Raven Guard could have ever hoped for. Only when they speak do the enemy realize they've been found. They are the storm before the storm, heralding doom with every step, yet silent, unlike Raven Guard, who listen to emo music on their way in.
You called them a fart a minute ago, so I don't think any of these pieces you have are worth anything.
Farts could be deadly, though, yo. Come on.
Man. Yeah. It's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet.
I love this image of, like, they're so fast, you're fucked, and you don't even know it. I picture these animes where, the swordsman moves so fast, and he swipes and sheaths it, and the other guy is like, ha ha ha, you missed. And it takes, like, 2 seconds before they slide apart.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That's the White Scars tactic right there.
Yeah.
Where it's like they don't even realize how much trouble they're in, and then the strike and it's over.
Yeah.
All the White Scars are just going, nothing personal, kid. No. All right. First founding chapters. The first founding was not a moment of chains for the White Scars. The first founding was not a moment of chains for the White Scars.
The first founding is like, sorry, I meant that should be the second. That's a typo. I meant like the first founding of the first time they make Space Marine chapters after the Codex Astartes. So you're right. This is the second founding.
Okay, yeah. The I was confused. I'm like, the first founding. It's all good. We'll get there. The second founding was not a moment of change for the White Scars. It was a gale that scattered them to the stars, setting loose a dozen war hosts to hunt across the void. Where other legions mourned divisions, the Scars embraced it, for they had never been bound by rigid walls or stagnant traditions. Each new chapter carried the soul of Chogoris.
Yeah.
Yes. Chogoris within them. Their Khans riding forth as warlords in their own right, each a storm unto themselves. The sons of Jaghatai do not look back, nor do they linger in the shadow of history. They rode forward, swift and fierce, unbound by doubt, for the second founding was not an end. It was an opening for new paths, new hunts, and the endless ride into war. Dude, I gotta say, Mark, the way you wrote this is just, I get chills every time I read something tonight. This is straight fire.
Oof. Yeah, I love that how they break down these second founding chapters. and just the idea behind it's like, this is now a more opportunity to wage war on people. Like, now we can do this aspect of it. You know, we can now do many different fire fist rituals with different chapters. Yeah, very fun.
Yeah. The Rampagers. Facial scars are more than marks. They are a living testament to a rampager's strength and standing. Earned through brutal ritual of blooding, these scars are a warrior's badge, forged in the fires of battle and sealed with blood. The ceremony is savage, a rite of passage where the blood spilled becomes part of the feast, honoring the fallen and the victorious alike. The Rampagers scour feral worlds. Yeah, that's hard to say. The Rampagers scour feral worlds, claiming them as new hunting grounds for recruits. Warriors tested against the rawest trials, free of corruption, unbroken. Only the strongest survive, their scars marking them for the glory of the chapter.
Cool. Yeah, not a whole lot on any of these guys, but enough to kind of give you a vibe of what they're about. These guys really go hard on the scarring, and I can imagine, you know, during that founding, they're kind of allotting people to different chapters. And okay, so who's going to the Rampagers? Well, clearly that guy, he's all scarred up. He takes that part seriously. Let's put a bunch of them together, and they do that. Then they do kind of next group, the next batching. Let's call them the Marauders, and let's find out about them. But it's this kind of fun organizing picture of how they would have done that. And we kind of talked about, you know, that bird and how they kind of just naturally know where to go. This like self-organizing process that they probably would have had in this moment worked out really nice.
And it's cool to see that they incorporate a lot of their old tribal ways into the official nature of the chapter.
Yeah, like the whole point of the chapters is you can't have power. You know, one army can't have a whole bunch of power. That's how you get the Horus Heresy. So break it all down. But like you said, that tradition, it carries on so much more in this chapter than almost all the other ones. There's a couple that, you know, this kind of first founding lineage kind of carries on, like the Dark Angels. All successors are essentially Dark Angels, but this one, like all White Scar successors are like cultural successors as well.
Yeah.
Tactical successors usually too. They're all pretty like speed freaky, motorbikey, fast type vibe. But yeah, let's talk about the Marauders next. The Marauders are lone wolves operating on their own terms. They fight alongside the Imperium when their need arises, but never surrender their independence. Cold and calculating, they share only the barest essentials. Their plans forged in silence and secrecy. Masters of marksmanship, they strike from the shadows, setting lethal traps for their enemies. When the prey is trapped, they unleash a storm of firepower, shredding everything in their path before swooping down to finish what's left. The survivors are few, and those that live know how the Marauders. The survivors are few, and those that live know the Marauders leave no one behind, only silence in their wake.
Yeah. How does that just, like, if there's survivors, how do they know that they leave no one behind?
If everyone else can do that, so can they.
Fine.
That's how a myth is made, my friend.
That's just the classic, like, oh, they leave no prisoners. Well, then how the fuck do the stories happen?
Maybe they leave like one boy who watched them, and the White Scar's like, get strong and come find me, boy, and then he leaves them.
Is he a teeth boy?
He can be.
Oh,
okay. Do you want to be his little? Do you want to be his little
nope,
teeth boy?
We're done. We're done. We're done.
Going back to that like self-sorting kind of method, one of the fun parts about the stepped is how they would fire arrows relentlessly, and then even when the enemy's like, okay, they're charging, the arrow still came. There was never a reprieve from them, just like there's never a reprieve from the teeth in court now.
There you go.
But yeah, so, you know, all these guys, they like to do that kind of tactic where they all stand with their bolters, just unleashing bolter rounds, and then eventually they're mop up with whatever's left. But
yeah. Then we get into the destroyers. Born from the fires of the second founding, the destroyers are a storm that never ceases. Their victories are legend, their deeds etched into the Imperium's blood-soaked annals. Yet whispers of their gene seeds' instability and savage conduct linger in the shadows. They care little for the questions that follow them. Honor and stability are for those who fear the hunt. Their true legacy was forged in the hellfire of the Lorgus subsector, where they tore through demons with unrelenting fury, sacrificing all to halt the madness. But destroyers do not dwell on past glories. They live for one thing: the next battle, the next mission, and the next kill. That's pretty sweet. That feels very like, I don't know, like more veteran vibe with these guys. Like they've just seen a bunch of shit. They're not in it for the glory. They're in it like, all right, let's go to the next one. What do we got? What do we got? Killing demons. Like that just feels, I don't know if there's any factual evidence on this, but it feels very like these guys are the more hardened veterans, perhaps.
I'm going to go the complete opposite way. I thought this was the edgiest thing we've had so far.
Yeah, of course it is. You and I never agree on anything with this. Yeah.
That's what makes us good co-hosts.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and they're definitely a lot like glory boys or like new recruits that are looking for stuff, you know. Yeah, they're kind of like, yeah, we're gonna do our job, we're gonna kick ass, and that's gonna be that.
But see, that's why I think it would have been the older dudes versus like, you know, young recruits trying to prove themselves. Because if you're trying to prove yourself, you're in it for the glory. You tend to kind of like want that like name recognition. And in here, it's like, fuck it, man. We don't need that. We're just gonna go for the kill, the next mission, the next battle.
Yeah. Yeah. And the final of the 4 kind of second founding chapters are the Stormlords.
Yeah, the Stormlords. Born of the second founding, the Stormlords are warriors driven by rivalry, ever challenging their forebears, the White Scars, in a relentless quest for glory. Recklessness is their ally, and no cost is too great for victory. Their fury is unmatched when hunting orc wahs, and each battle fought as if the very survival of the Imperium depends on it. The walls of their fortress monasteries are adorned with gruesome trophies of their hunts, scalps of slain war bosses, each a testament to the unyielding rage of the Stormlords. They do not fight for recognition. They fight to crush their enemies underfoot and claim dominance over the battlefield.
So they like to take gruesome trophies. So if we were all put into one of these, I think Court goes into the Stormlords. He's collecting, as we all know, teeth.
Can we get a little shake in the microphone, please?
Can we get a little rattle? Oh yes. Everyone says he has the best teeth.
The best teeth. They're the highest quality. He knows where every teeth came through. He rated them. They're rated 1 through 10. Beautiful teeth, the beautifulest teeth. He makes jewelry with them, exquisite jewelry. He plans to propose someday with a tooth ring.
That is not true. Oh man, I did have a tooth ring at one point, but the tooth fell out of it, so I can't wear it anymore.
Why do you keep talking? Why do you just keep making it worse?
And like, you know what's not gonna fucking help? You know what's really not gonna help this argument either?
He's got a tattoo of a tooth on his hand, chat.
Just so one can always be with you. That's nice.
Casey's Jones, and he just looks at his hand for a little bit. He's like,
okay.
I've got an eye and a tooth, and so they're paired together. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Take no revenge. Boom. There you go. Okay. There you go.
But apparently you do take teeth, though.
Wait. Do you have a thing of eyes somewhere? Is there a bucket of eyes in your apartment?
Eyes? Court. There better not be eyes. He just leaves. Oh my God. That's messed up.
I was gonna get like a tub of plastic eyes for later, just like guys, take it down.
No, that's ridiculous. It would be a jar so you could see them.
Yeah. You gotta keep them refrigerated. You gotta.
You haven't thought about the smell, you stupid bitch.
You stupid.
You're right. My bad. I don't collect teeth and eyes. What would I know? Stupid me
Ursat is-
collecting plastic when there's perfectly good teeth I could have.
Ursats is wondering if there's any teeth tariffs that you're worried about, or how you're doing there.
No, I'm pretty
No,
good.
it doesn't look like he's being affected by any teeth tariffs. That's good.
Mm-mm. No. Oh my god. Is the smash mouth joke happening? There we go.
Yeah. The Lupercal
Oh
says,
my god.
"Why do I see Court being in like a smash mouth or bowling for soup style band?"
Well, it was great while it lasted. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Like you can podcast for many hours and then boom, all of a sudden you say one thing and your reputation's ruined.
This is the best and worst episode ever. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like this might be on the level of like fighting pumas, like that level of insane. Like I wish I never had to deal with this, but here we are nonetheless.
My cheeks
Right.
hurt so much.
I know.
right now.
I'm hurting so bad right here. Oh, thank you guys.
Oh god.
We could just publish a supercut of talking about your teeth with no context, and
Yeah,
it would get so many views.
Yeah, there we go. New podcast idea.
Oh.
Teethcast.
Teeth lore teeth. Lore teeth.
Man. Today on the episode, Court interviews a dentist of 37 years and asks him which his favorite tooth is. The answer might shock you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, awful stuff. Let's carry on. The
There we
homeworld.
go.
You know, I've talked about the homeworld and how like I love like Primarch's homeworld as their own like, you know, little setting that could be fucking tight all in of its own. And Chogoris is one of those planets. We talked a lot about it, but there are a couple things we haven't mentioned, like the Necron Assault, another invasion, and specifically the Mountress Fortress. But here's a little bit more about it. Chogoris, the homeworld of the White Scars, is the planet of untamed beauty and brutal wilderness, where the winds howl through endless steeps and vast mountain ranges. The land is rugged and unforgiving terrain, where nomadic tribes battle both the harsh environment and each other for dominance. It is a world where survival is earned in the crucible of constant conflict. The tribal peoples are fierce and proud, their culture forged in the fires of combat, with warriors born to ride swift horses and wield deadly blades. Chogoris is a land of warriors, its landscape a wild and unyielding as the heart of its people. And upon these windswept plains, the White Scars were forged, their strength and spirit shaped by the very world they call home.
Yeah, and a beautiful world too. We talked about it in the previous Jaghatai Khan episode, kind of describing it. Honestly, it was like poetry what we read. It was really cool.
Beautiful and
Untamed,
powerful.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
Like whether it's like the green or the blue rivers or the red lightning, it's just beautiful and awe-inspiring.
Yeah. Deadly but gorgeous, I'm sure. Yeah. So, the Quan Zhao, atop the highest peak of the Kumkarta mountain range sits Quan Zhao, a fortress monastery like no other. Hidden from all but the most dedicated, it is a towering testament to the power and pride of the White Scars. Few have glimpsed its gilded gates, fewer still its inner halls. Within the great halls echo with the sound of the hunt, as wild game runs free amidst towering trees. Sparkling streams wind through every gallery, carrying the life of Chogoris itself within its walls. Quan Zhao is not just a monastery, it is a fortress of life, a heart of the White Scars' strength. Yeah, again, just gorgeous. There's this deadly ferocity to these guys, but they have a beauty to their planet and their fortress monastery. It's not even just, it's more than that. The pass that winds up to its gates is a path of death. Oh yeah, even cooler. Marked by the severed heads of countless enemies. Oh, well, we're losing the beauty now.
Disagree.
real quick.
Mm.
Yeah, you're looking at one direction, beautiful mountainscape. Then you turn around, skulls.
I'm the creepy one in this
skulls on
episode, and
sticks.
you're like, no, it's beautiful.
I don't have
Beautiful.
teeth in my house.
You have teeth in your mouth.
Gotcha.
Got
They
him.
could be dentures. You don't know
Got
me.
Prove it.
I know.
There you go. Oh. Every foe slain in battle, every rival brought low, is hung along the winding roads as a grim testament to the might of the White Scars. Inside the fortress, the chambers of the monastery are draped in the wealth of trophies taken from battlefields across the galaxy. From shattered banners to the banners of fallen warlords, Quan Zhao's halls hold the bones of 1,000 victories, each one a piece of the White Scars' savage legacy. Well, they're collecting bones, see? Underneath its ornate beauty, Quan Zhao is a fortress of unshakable defense. Layered void shields and thick armor plating protect it from any siege, any bombardment. Its defenses are untouchable, capable of withstanding the wrath of the galaxy itself. The gilded defense guns and Icarus pattern las cannons guard its every approach, while the massive Khan's Fury macro laser watches the skies above. Always raised, always ready, it is a weapon of unrivaled power, poised to strike down any invader with devastating force.
Is that a dick joke?
I didn't think about it, but there you go.
That's all.
There you go. At the heart of Quan Zhao stands the Librarius, a lightning-wrecked spire where the Storm Seers commune with the storm. The chapter's mystics and psychic elite study the forbidden lore of the ancients, preserving the knowledge of the Khans. The Storm Seers maintain their connection to the Imperium, relaying messages to the far reaches of the galaxy. Yet their work is not only one of communication, for they also watch the skies, guiding the future of the White Scars with the power of the warp. Beyond its walls, the land surrounding Quan Zhao is sacred ground. The steep slopes of Mount Cardoon are the resting places of the White Scars' fallen warriors, their pyre shrines scattered across the mountainside. Pilgrims come from the very corner of Chogoris to honor the fallen, and the valley where the pyres burn is a dangerous rite of passage to any aspiring warrior. Only the most courageous pass through the treacherous landscape, and those who do are seen as worthy to join the White Scars. The souls of the dead are honored, burned upon the pyres, their spirits carried to the eternal heaven as the chapter's warriors swear to uphold their legacy. Man, such a cool cultural vibe here. Man, I'm going to try and look up if there's any sort of art for Quan Zhao.
Yeah.
So neat.
While you're looking that up, it really feels to me, because a lot of the other legions we've talked about, there's just how the legion is.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of like a matter of fact. But this one really feels like there's a deep culture for the legion that makes it feel deeper than the other ones that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than just a warrior culture.
Yeah.
Like they've even talked a little bit in this last little bit about how the Storm Seers are looking up at the nighttime skies, kind of looking at the stars, trying to read the currents in the warp, you know, even little things like that. There's like a spiritual meaning. Our ancestors have been looking up forever, you know, there's just that deeper connection.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm digging the White Scars more and more, because on the tabletop, no disrespect to White Scars player, on the tabletop they're kind of bland because it's just bike spam. It's whatever. They're a white army bike spam, but all this lore makes them so much cooler than just the bike spam.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's only really like one or two images of Quan Zhao. One looks very John Blanche, which is cool, but even then, it just does not do it justice. Like what we just spoke about and described seems really sweet.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it almost just looks like a gothic
Yeah.
cathedral, but like
Yeah, with
not
one
really.
big fuck all gun in the front.
Yeah.
You can make the art court. Then you can work for GW.
There we go. Sell my soul, work for GW. I'd do it. I'd do it.
Yeah.
May as well.
That was so
else are
quick.
you
He's like,
doing?
sell my soul tomorrow.
Yep. Sure. Why not?
No hesitation.
Nope. Done.
All right. Speaking of soulless, we've got the Necron Assault.
That was a good transition.
Not bad.
Well
I'm here all week.
done.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
In 890.m41, a Necron Corinne class Tombs ship entered Chogoris' orbit, unleashing an orbital bombardment on the planet's barren wastes. Its purpose was unknown, but the planet's warriors were swift to react. For models. So for the audio listeners, tomorrow Jax is willing to give Court his teeth for some models.
Good deal. Good deal.
What's the going rate? Like how many teeth per model?
Depends
Do they
on
have
the
to be
model.
painted?
The teeth of the
Pro-painted.
models.
Pro painted, yeah. Pro painted from the Funkatronic Rex bit, or actually pro painted?
Right. No, actually pro-painted. All right, keep talking Necrons because this is a really good section. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're ambushing an innocent planet. Very, very Necron-y. The White Scar's battle barge, Jaghatai's Pride, surged forward, cutting through the Necron defenses with brutal precision. In a single blinding flash, the ancient defense laser of Quan Zhao Fortress Monastery unleashed its might, obliterating the tomb ship in an instant. No enemy, no matter how ancient or powerful, would take Chogoris without feeling the fury of its defenders.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Skill issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Bummer. Huh.
This
Truth.
is big fuck off cannon.
Yeah.
You could hide on the other side of the planet. You really could.
Yeah.
But no. Like it's one of those things you're like, what is that? I gotta get a closer look. And by the time you realize that massive thing is a planet, I mean a gun.
Yep.
It's like going to look at a scorpion, like, ooh, you have a tail. That's interesting.
Yeah. Exactly. Up next, we got the Drow infestation, and this happened in 0435.991.m41, and it was an Imperial transmission reported Chogoris surface overwhelmed by the Drow, a deadly subterranean xenospecies. These massive worm-like creatures, driven by potent psychic powers, had infested the world with ruthless precision. Magos biologist Cheryl Darvis, in his grim examination, discovered that the Drow's mouth parts were as much a means of waste as they were a tool for consumption. Yeah. The unsettling glimpse into their perverse biology. The infestation was swift, vicious, and unrelenting, but Chogoris defenders would not yield to such horrors of mouth butts. Yeah.
Are teeth considered mouth parts? Court, weigh in, please.
Dude,
Court.
the fact that they said, quote, mouth parts is the fucking most terrifying thing. Like, you put anything parts and it just sounds bad. Like, hey, man, you got something in your eye part. Ugh.
I hate that.
Ugh.
Dude. I actually had, like, my dog was whipping a towel around and she got me right in my eye with it.
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
No.
no, and that hurt. And then I was like, I think there's something in my eye. So I went and I opened it, like, looked like there, and there was legitimately like something almost the size of this Nintendo Switch button that she came off of the towel and was just in my eye for 10 minutes. It was so painful.
I don't like that.
Oh,
Ooh.
no, it was rough.
Look at
10
Court's
minutes of-
face. Don't
I
talk
know.
about Precious eyes like that.
Ugh.
He loves his eyes.
No.
He's picturing all his bucket of eyes right now and all the damage. He's trying to keep
Jar.
them safe. Jar,
Yeah.
exactly. Jar that shit.
10 minutes.
Logan, if your eyes would have been in jars, this wouldn't have been a problem.
True. That's my bad. That's my bad. I
Gosh.
need to give you my eyes and my teeth. I don't know what I'll do with myself, but
You already told me once when we were playing 40K, you whispered and you said you have my eyes. I didn't really understand what that meant at the time, but Then you kept looking.
Well,
at
you
me
looked
all
real
weird.
good that day. That's
Yeah.
You just
This
got a
episode
haircut.
is
You look
fucking
fresh.
unhinged. Oh man. Jeez. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I was gonna make some
Jesus,
sort of pink eye
Murphy!
joke with you.
Yeah.
Where are we in this? Am I
You can
reading
hop
now?
to- Yeah, you can opt to recruitment.
Recruitment. Oh, this fits because now I'm officially the recruiting coordinator for my company that I work for. So here we go. Let's chat recruitment. The White Scars. There we go. The White Scars stand as untamed, relentless spirits of war, born from. Shut up, Logan. What are you laughing at? I see you smirking. What are you?
What's the dental compensation when you're recruiting?
Fuck you. None.
It says here that you want my teeth. Yes, we require all our employees to give me one tooth.
Now
That
in
can't be
dental,
right.
you just said please. Like, why did you say please in the dental?
Oh my god!
I saw you giggling like a little bit. Just
Look at Lupercal in the chat. What are you recruiting? More teeth collectors?
I also like this one. You have my eyes and my axe and my teeth. Just looted body parts. Fucking, yeah.
I will say, as fucked as this episode is, like I'm so thankful that, well, maybe not thankful, but I'm so excited that I feel like I've solidified my place in Lorehammer weirdness.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like
for sure.
Isn't he the teeth guy?
This feels a little bit like Lorehammer lore to me, which will be good. And your day will come, Logan. There will be something where we're just gonna fucking dig into you on it. It's gonna be great.
But it can't be body parts now. It can't be body part related.
No, it's fine.
I have Transformers. So we want to bully me for that?
No, because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd play with that. Yeah.
Why does he have drumsticks though?
These are actually his kind of. They're not tonfas, but they're kind of like that, and he just goes.
Okay, that was good. For those of you who can't see, Logan's
White
just playing with it. Yeah,
for $5 a month, you can watch me play with a toy and bully Court for having teeth.
Oh, all right. We got to get through this fucking episode. Oh my gosh, recruitment.
You know what? The nice part about this episode is, when writing it, honestly, they don't change that much from 30K times.
No,
they really don't. Recruitment, maybe we skip over that part because honestly, like I said, they recruit from Chogoris. Big surprise. Yeah. Guess what?
Yeah. You got to earn your place. You got to prove yourself. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. We could read this, the Brotherhood's little bit because that gives a little kind of context. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, I think this is cool, and this is kind of what we were touching on earlier. From the winds, I can't talk today. From the wind-swept steeps of Chogoris, the White Scars scour for warriors of pure spirit, men hardened by countless generation of blood feuds and unyielding strife. These recruits come from tribes at war with each other, born of a legacy that could tear them apart. Yet White Scars do not cleanse this fire from their hearts. To do so would weaken them. Instead, they harness it, making the raw fury of the warrior their greatest weapon. Are these guys barbarians or not? Like, it is so wild how they're so like, oh, this is so beautiful and in tune, and we're with each other. And that battle brother and me, our families were killing each other for generations, but now we're in the same brotherhood. It's all good, man. Like, what is happening with this chapter? Are they weird, violent hippies? I don't know what to do with this.
Weird, violent hippies out in the wild, tending their gardens and their horses and killing their neighbors.
It's the Manson family.
It's the the Mansons were White Scars.
There you go.
Hot take, but I'll go with it.
Violent hippies. I mean, that was it right there.
Yeah.
I don't
Keep reading.
That's so stupid.
Quit your giggling.
We broke them.
You did. I'm just broken. Okay. The clan's bitter rivalries could break a lesser force, but not the White Scars. They make sure that the blood feuds are held in check by a simple but brutal method. They separate the warriors of rival tribes into different squads. Here, in the heat of battle, old grudges lose their power. No longer can one warrior look to his brother from the same tribe for support in his personal vendetta. The squads become a tribe of its own, each warrior bound by the same purpose: victory. But the past is never fully buried. In the rare moments where ancient slights rise like ghosts from the depths, the White Scars do not turn away from violence. They channel it. There is no brawls or riots among them, but the Khan's will is absolute. If blood must be spilled to settle an old score, it will be done with his blessing, and often in the form of ritual combat, a battle to the death if necessary. Every clash is an opponent or an opportunity for growth, for proving one's loyalty to the Brotherhood, to the Khan.
That's pretty cool. That feels very unique to Space Marines, where like if there's a feud, some sort of argument, they do a ritual combat to maybe even to the death. Like I would never see Ultramarines doing this.
Yeah, like this is serious, not just like training combat. Like this is a serious combat, no holds bar.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of, the easy duelist legion, the Emperor's Children. They would fight each other all the time, but the goal was never to kill the other one. It was to prove you were better than the other one. And Space Wolves get in brawls with each other all the time too, but that's just because they like to fight all the time. But these guys like, if we're gonna fight, it's because we have to, and it will be to the death if it has
because
to.
That shows who the better one is.
Yeah, that's just so crazy. Like they're so civilized and so insane at the same time that it's just wild juxtaposition with these guys.
But yeah, like if you call their honor into question or something like that, and then their honor's on the line, they take it so serious.
Yep.
It's crazy. All right. These brotherhoods, the very core of the White Scars, are more than just battle formations. They are living, breathing units of death. Smaller than the Codex Astartes dictates, they are tight-knit, fierce, and skilled. Each brotherhood has a large arsenal of vehicles, bikes, transports, war machines at their disposal. The White Scars are born in the saddle, and it is where they fight best. Whether charging into battle, sweeping through enemy lines, or riding into the heart of chaos, their warriors are at home in the saddle, as much a part of the battlefield as the earth beneath them. Amongst their kind, there is a sacred honor to be the first into the battle. This honor, once fiercely competed for, is now dictated by the chapter master when several brotherhoods ride to war together. To be the first is more than a mere title. It is a legacy. The Battleborn brothers keep track of every time they are called upon to lead the assault, knowing their deeds will echo throughout eternity. And when the call comes, the tribal blood feuds vanish, for the White Scars are bound by something greater, the brotherhood that transcends all.
See,
the
it ends on a nice
goosebumps.
note. Yeah.
The goosebumps with this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's all teeth and goosebumps. Just peak.
First strike. Yeah, fucking cool. I love that little bit of first into battle. We probably all grew up playing Halo, the three of us, and just that first strike and that honor of the first kill seems silly, but it means the world.
There you go.
Even in other games like Apex Legends, there's a first blood thing, and it's just it doesn't feel the same, because it's like, even if you don't get it, your character's like, oh, I wanted first blood. There's not that impact that the Halo first strike had. It was such a mood.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cool. We'll keep going through the notes. The Gene Seed, like I said, this episode pretty comparable. Gene Seed did not change much over 10,000 years, so we talked about it in the 30K episode, so no need to go into it again. All is well and good in the world of White Scars and Gene Seed. Then we could jump to Combat Doctrine, but I think we skipped that as well, because guess
what?
Hit
fast, go fast.
Yeah. Beliefs.
What?
I was able to find up some scarring practices, like why they do it, where they do it, so that maybe we'll jump into that. And that's the scarification practices, and we'll get into some of their beliefs, like honor duels and then storm seers and stuff. So yeah, scarification practices. The white scars are marked by the savage beauty in their heritage, their faces bearing the scars of their people. These markings, once a rite of passage among the nomadic tribes of Chogoris, now define them as a chapter. Self-inflicted on initiation, the scars are a brutal and honorable reminder of their past. Carrying the ancient traditions of the Talskar tribe, fierce nomads who roam the seas of grass. These marks speak of warrior prowess, ritual, and indomitable spirit of those who fight to survive in the endless conflict of their land. The Talskar, whose legacy defines much of Chogoris warrior cultures, first brought the art of scarification to prominence. Their symbols, often depicting hunting raptors and other apex creatures of the plains, were etched deep into the skin as a testament to their own survival. Over time, these patterns spread across the steppe, mimicked by other tribes like the Heluan and Hai Zaur, becoming a universal emblem of strength and honor. For the white scars, these marks signified a direct link to their ancestral past and the unyielding warrior spirit that resides in their vein. The scars themselves are works of ritual artistry. Distinctive patterns, like the zigzag scars on the left cheek, are etched into the flesh using ritual daggers by the Zadran Arga, or the seers of storms. These marks run from beneath the eye to the chin, symbolizing a warrior's resilience and connection to the storm winds that sweep across Chogoris. After the marking, ash is applied to raise the tissue and whiten the scar, a process that gives the chapter's name, the white scars. This method is a brutal test of endurance, as the white scars and the scars are as much of a badge of honor as it is suffering.
How did we, after doing a full Jaghatai Khan episode, I know we talked about like the little bit of the low hanging for like, oh, they bloody themselves, they scarification, that's why they call them white scars. But like, we're this far into the white scars episode, and this is where we get the really cool, like, actually they're whitening their scars by applying ash to like cut flesh. And we even talk a little bit in that really cool quote that you had, that it talks about after you've taken everything from them and burned down everything and just fucked all to shit, you the joy of rubbing the ash of your enemies in between your fingers. Like, there's a connection here too, and I think it's rad. Like, white scars, we, okay, there's scarification, cool, we get it, but like, to know, no, specifically they take ash and they literally try and make that scarification stand out more. That's rad and insane.
Yeah.
Oh, way cool.
Yeah, that connection between the two, where it's like, what is a scar? It's that sign of like honor, that sign of like you're a warrior, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, wiping the literal remains of your enemy on your face to get that better scar to initiate, like, yeah, this was that battle that, like, I got this scar from that battle. Like, yeah,
so cool.
Fucking classic.
Yeah.
Upon their reunion, the Khan and the Terran warriors of the White Scars quickly embraced the traditions of the Chogarian tribes. Though the process proved less effective for other Space Marines, the rapid healing ability stunted the full permanence of the marks. They still wore their scars proudly, as a symbol of their unity with their new home. The marks carried more than a tradition. They carried the fury and the freedom of Chogoris itself, a land where the strong thrived and the weak fell. The scarification process is not merely a superficial rite. It is a bond forged in the fires of battle and hardship. It connects the white scars to their past, to each other, in a way that no mere tattoo or insignia could. Their faces are maps of their struggle, their victories, their defiance. The scars, the markings of their storm, are not just part of them, they are them. Each warrior wears their history like a mantle, a reminder that their strength comes from more than just their gene seed. It comes from the heart of Chogoris and the bloodied hands of those who came before. Yeah. The ancestor worship's taken to another level here for sure.
Yeah, more cultural vibes ingrained into who they are. Very cool. Yeah. We can jump a little bit in the honor duels, and maybe this will shine some light on kind of the discrepancies that we were talking about before, like fighting amongst themselves. Let's see. The White Scars also consider it important to retain links with their successors. This is reflected in the tradition known as the Rite of Blooding, whereby once a cycle, champions from the various successor chapters come together to duel. Ah, okay, rad. So it's not settling any sort of conflict, but it's more like an honor thing. The winner will join the White Scars for a full cycle to learn from the founders before returning to their home chapter. The current holder of this position is Thirsk of the Dark Hunters, who fought with Jaghatai Khan on Agrellan. That I fucking love. That's so cool that they have a very direct link to their successor chapters. And there's this sense of like, obviously there's this little bit of a sense of, I don't even want to say hierarchy, but almost tierism, where it's like, look, we're the founding chapter. You guys are successors. It's cool, but you're part of us because we're going to give you the opportunity to learn from us directly this way. Like this champion gets to come learn and join the White Scars for a full cycle, and then probably goes back to their successor chapter and makes them even better because they've spent all that time learning from their founding fathers. Way cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they paint their armor in any specific way. Do they just get like a campaign badge? Is there a very specific shoulder pad they get? Like, such a cool position.
Yeah, that'd be neat because you're probably not the classic White Scar ceramite. You know, you don't have the full on like exact insignia. So I wonder if it's a bit like like doing a different pauldron. Like maybe you just have the pauldron that's the classic White Scars and the rest is your successor chapter armor. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Let's see it on the table. Come on, guys. Bring us some cool successor chapters.
You're the one who said he's got a cool white recipe. Let's go, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I might.
Let's do it.
I might do maybe I'll just do like a single bike. That'd be cool. Just like a single bike model.
There you go.
The
That's where it starts. That's where it always starts.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be a multi-part Outrider kit coming, and I think they're going to get some more toys.
Okay.
So
okay.
Stay tuned. No.
All right.
For $5 a month. No.
We'll tell you what you get.
Yeah, we'll break in. I kicked my camera.
Did you just I didn't see what happened, but I saw you like shrink really fast just down the camera.
My camera's on a tripod and I kicked it, so it launched that way, and when it came back up, it snapped itself straight up.
Okay.
We moved away from the teeth.
Oh man.
We were.
No, teeth is eternal. You can burn corpses, and all that's left is the teeth. They are forever.
That's right.
All that's left is the teeth. I love that.
That's the way
Orc
we
at
like
heart.
it.
Orc at heart for real though. All right. The Storm Seers. The Storm Seers are the White Scars are more than mere psychers. They are the embodiment of ancient power, fierce and unyielding. These mystic warriors are a direct link to the tribal shamans of Chogoris, the harsh plains where Jaghatai Khan once led his people. Before the Emperor's arrival, they were the spiritual guides, the ones who named the Khan, guiding his people through the wild unknown. Today, they serve as the psychic backbone of the White Scars, their power drawn from both the land and the air, the very spirit of the world they ride across.
There it is. There it is. Sorry, that just answers a little bit of what we were talking about earlier. They draw the power from the land.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. The question earlier.
Boom. There it is.
Yeah, I like to think that this planet has some type of world spirit. Like, how that happens, I don't know. Maybe like the ground is literally just more warp sensitive. Like, it's fucking 40K. Who cares? We don't need to explain it, but it's definitely happening.
Yep.
So me saying that they're all latent psychers who can communicate with each other while they're riding bikes.
Nah,
That's but the planet being psychic, that's okay. Okay,
The planet's not
sure.
psychic.
I just wanted to make sure I
has...
understood what the rules were.
No.
No. I just wanted to
psychic.
understand how this works.
You're making a fake argument for us. Stop.
It just has a lot of warp energy around the planet.
And you have a lot of teeth.
And
Every
maybe
10
it just
years.
wants you to call it something. As a name and personality. It's fine.
There you go.
Every 10 years, the Storm Seers descend into the steeps, choosing the bravest, most fierce warriors to join their ranks. They are the ones who see beyond the flesh, finding the potential of the warriors who have survived the savage trials of the desert and the mountains. These trials are not for the weak. Tribal warriors must undertake pilgrimages to the dangerous Krata Mountains, where only the most determined survive. Those who do are deemed worthy to become aspirants in the chapter, their courage proven by the land itself. The selection of a new great Khan is a sacred task that the Stormseers alone are entrusted with. When a Khan falls, it is they who retreat to the unforgiving peaks of Chogoris to test and choose his successor. The trials are whispered about, but never spoken in full. Only a few will survive this gauntlet, and those who do never reveal the horrors they faced. The line between mastery and madness is thin, and only the worthy can claim the title, their minds tempered by their trials and the weight of destiny. Every White Scar, regardless of rank, must face their inner fury. The wild, untamed spirit of the White Scars is as much a danger as it is a weapon. The power to unleash unrelenting speed and savagery on the battlefield can drive a warrior to the edge of insanity. Stormseers guide their brothers, helping them to master this rage so it does not consume them. The dangers of bloodlust are ever present, and this line is invisible. Many cross it, and their names are forgotten. Such a hard line.
Yeah.
The Stormseers are not only warriors, they are keepers of the chapter's soul. They teach the young aspirants the ways of their people. The deep-rooted belief in the return of their Primarch is imminent, and they are destined to lead the next great crusade. Armed with the shamanistic staffs, that's a fun word, and their profound connection to the elements. Shamanistic. Thank you, sir. Shamanistic staffs and their profound connection to the elements, they embody the strength of the White Scars past and the fury of their future. When they ride into battle, it is not just as warriors, but as avatars of the land itself, fierce, unrelenting, and unstoppable.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're the spiritual heart of the chapter. When it comes to recruiting and stuff, they other chapters might not use the librarian position for that. It's more of like the apothecary position. But this sounds like, you still have your apothecaries doing all that stuff, but you also have the Stormseers, that spiritual leader, and like, oh yes, this one has a great calling upon him. We can feel the storm is strong within him, like making all those types of speeches and finding those types of guys. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Good
There's a
for
cool
them.
reverence there too for them. Like they don't shy away from it. They lean into it. It's very cool.
Yeah, and like the Stormseers actually were around before even the White Scars too. So that reverence, it's once again, it goes so much deeper. Like it comes from the planet.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other. I mean, there's a decent amount of chapters I think that have pretty good ties with their homeworld, but at least the ones that we've covered so far, like honestly, like none really feel as ingrained as the White Scars. Like they're drawing power from their planet. They have a fucking killer fortress monastery on there with a big all fuck all gun. Like it just feels very. They're steeped within their own culture. They're steeped within their own home world. And it just is, the more I hear about this, the more I read about this, the more we're into these guys. Like it's such a bummer that they're not celebrated by GW that much. You know?
They definitely feel like they have the strongest culture out of
Yes.
all the legions.
Totally. Yeah.
And it's so diverse.
And I think the bummer truly, and it might just literally be, I forget who was saying it last week in our Jaghatai Khan episode, is like, people don't like to paint white. Like truly, you don't want to paint white, so people don't want to play this army.
Yeah.
And so
People
they're
get pissed
so
off when you
GW is
yell
not
white
doing that.
power. I don't know why, but people fucking freak out.
Yeah, I'm the one that freaks out and I'm gonna punch your mouth, take your fucking teeth. If I hear anybody say that, mine.
Wait, what is your new name? Cork of the Teeth Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's such a great chapter, man. Like they
Yeah.
just got so much cool stuff. Even their psychic powers, we're not going to go into them, but they got a bunch of cool ones that are either like planet related. I'll maybe read the names, like the Heart of the Khan or the Spirit of the Steeps, but the Howling Wind. But then they also got a shit ton of just storm related ones, like Stormlance, Blasting Gale, Lightning Call, Ride the Wind, Storm Wreath, Spirit of Chogoris, and Eye of the Storm. But all very cool powers. You should go read them up somehow. Go read online. Their appearance, we've talked about their appearance. They're white with red. They're pretty simple, really. And they're red. What would make these guys a lot of fun to paint is that red, it's the lightning, and it can go anywhere on the guy. Like you're kind of painting patterns yourself on them. So each guy has his own flavor to them. A little more you can do with them.
Yeah, and the way GW paints them actually is really like a blue gray white. Like it's kind of an off white, because I mean, as we said before, you never paint anything stark white because you can't highlight from there. But it's kind of a cool stormy white, you know.
Yeah, cloudy, stormy.
Yeah. Unlike my beloved Space Wolves, who are fucking baby blue, thanks to GW, when they're supposed to be storm gray. They're the storm skies of Fenris, and they're fucking baby blue.
Oh, I don't think they're baby blue.
Let a howl and anger out. I can feel it.
Dude, look them up. I'm telling you, the way that they do Space Wolves.
How are we fighting on this? Marcos's Space Wolves aren't baby blue.
I'm saying, like, the canon GW color for Space Wolves is this dumb, like, baby blue. Whenever you look at their codex, in painted models, I don't mean their art necessarily, because the art tends to be cooler, but they are usually this dumb baby blue.
So, small defense.
Okay.
This is a wild defense.
Okay.
I will admit these pictures look baby blue.
Yeah.
But there are several things that are blue, like the new Lego Batmobile for Batman the Animated Series. It looks super blue in all the pictures, kind of like this. But in person, it's a much nicer, darker shade of blue. Cameras just can't capture it well. So I feel like that's more what happens with the Space Wolves, because I don't think they're the ones I've seen in person don't look baby blue to me.
You're blaming the cameras?
I am 100% blaming the cameras.
No. I'm the person.
We're in 2025. You can't blame technology in this day and age.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I work in technology. I 100% can blame technology. I see what it does when you're not looking, and you go, "Hi."
010101.
Yep. Anyway, we'll fight on the Space Wolves episode, but I love my chapter, but I fucking hate the color that they paint them. GW paints them, not actual players, but GW.
Those monsters.
Yeah.
How dare they hurt my teeth, boy? How dare they?
Holy shit. I literally just found Space Wolves art, and I'm like, if I was a Space Wolf, that's me. He's got fucking chops and spiky hair. So maybe we'll save that for the Space Wolves episode. I'm going to download this picture and we'll post it in the Space Wolves episode. Anyways.
He's going to get a VTuber model just for that episode.
Oh, nice.
What? A VTuber model? How do you not know what a VTuber is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're just better than us. You're not a nerd like us. How dare you?
He has a box of teeth, but he doesn't know what a VTuber is.
Just saying it again doesn't explain it.
A VTuber, it's someone who is a streamer, but they don't put themselves on camera. They have a virtual model that they're tethered to that moves for them.
That's the fucking creepiest, nerdiest thing I've heard in this entire episode, and we've been talking about teeth for its entire.
Nah. You can't pass that off.
No.
You have
So
a doll.
outvoted.
No, it's not a
for
doll.
You.
No, it's not a doll. It's a virtual model of a character that you represent.
Oh yeah. I'm always weirded out by those. Like, there's a guy that does like Warhammer rules and stuff, and I'm just like, this weirds me out. I don't like it.
Yeah. Unnatural. We're in the uncanny valley. I don't like it. Get me out of here.
Nope.
I don't know. I think you and Gargura could be friends.
I don't know what you're saying with your anime words.
She sang at the Dodger Stadium.
I fucking hate the Dodgers.
Now I'm going to send you that video.
Oh my gosh. All right, bring on the call-ins, right?
Yeah, let's do call-ins. Jax, I hope you're ready. You're blank. Let's call you up to the stage. Here we go. Yo, welcome to the stage. Jax the Tooth Scar.
You're getting my teeth.
You are getting my teeth. No, he doesn't take the teeth. They're given to him.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
You have to pay tribute.
Consent matters when it comes
What?
to teeth.
What are we paying tribute
this gonna be
for?
like-
That makes it worse. What do you mean you
Is this
have
gonna
to
be
pay
like the red
tribute?
tide? The red tide with the space sharks. Like, you don't have a choice. This planet is under our jurisdiction. You're
right.
ours.
Court's coming for your teeth, whether you like it or not.
Logan's face is just terrified every 5 minutes when I say something. He's like, what?
Dude, how many shovels do you own? Because you're just like this whole episode, it just gets worse.
Yo, Jax, how'd you like the episode? You like the white scars? You a fan?
First of all, I'm traumatized by all the teeth. I learned
He's
more
a minor.
stuff about Court. I learned more stuff about Court than I did White Scars. But yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Anyway, White Scars. I gotta say, have any of you heard of the flesh eater counts from AOS?
Oh yeah.
for sure.
If you hear me out, my line of reasoning is that the White Scars are more akin to flesh eater courts than like actual like space marines. Because all right, just some context. I read this Tau book about the Tau fighting off White Scars, and in it we get this perspective that the Tau are like walking it around, and all of a sudden they hear crunch, 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 and they see White Scars eating like Tau, and then you read a White Scars book, and then we're like, oh, we're so noble. And like Court, you even said like, oh, we're better than the Raven Guard. Like, we're so cool. Like, oh my gosh, like better than the Night Lords, which is absolute bullshit. But
That's
White
interesting.
Scars
So
propaganda confirmed.
So Jax, the tie-in, just for those who don't know, the tie-in with the Flesh Eater courts would be, so if you guys aren't familiar with Flesh Eater courts from AOS, they're like the ghoul army, and they are ravenous, like cannibalistic ghouls, but they have this curse upon them that blinds them essentially from the horrific deeds that they do and the visage that they feel that they are. So they're actually viewing themselves, instead of like rabid, hungry ghouls eating flesh and stuff, that they are knights. They're chivalrous. They are honorable, and they're at the banquet, the feast with wine and bread and mead and all that stuff. But they're actually just these fucking ravenous ghouls that tear apart every living thing. But they don't see it that way. They literally see themselves as knights. It's crazy.
That's so cool.
So maybe you're onto it, Jax. Maybe.
yeah, and you guys even like implied it a little bit, like on one side of this planet is this beautiful visage of mountain ranges, and on the other, like skulls, walls,
Yeah.
teeth probably littering the ground.
All the trophies that they take, like you grow into their trophy room and they describe it. This is the coolest place in all of the Fortress Monastery.
Mhm.
Check out all these cool things. And you're walking through the halls and it's just bone piles
Yeah.
and battered, broken things. And you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's like a corner over there where there's just a pile of teeth that Court's playing in. What is that all about? Yeah, just
I so regret everything in this episode.
You really brought it on yourself too, just completely unprompted. I have a collection of teeth.
I thought it was funny.
And I'm gonna show you guys.
I mean,
I want to show you.
Yeah.
click
What do you got,
skulls.
You
See,
got skulls, okay? Real skulls?
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have their
deer
teeth?
skulls.
everybody
Okay,
collects.
I'm scared.
something.
If I give the answer, I think Court's gonna come to my house and nab everything I own.
No,
They
you have to give him the
So,
teeth.
all
He's
the
like a
teeth.
vampire.
Yeah.
Ah,
You have to
Only-
give it to him. He needs
Yeah.
permission to take the tooth.
The truth of
Otherwise-
all of this is
I mean-
so buried now at this point. Uh,
just like
anyway,
every GW actual lore, it's gonna be so buried behind memes and
yeah.
fan
Yeah.
stuff that it's not gonna matter.
Fucking 7th edition Lorehammer's rowdy. They're talking about teeth. You can't even keep track of what they're up to there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like episode 500, and somebody's gonna bring up Quart's teeth, and there's just nobody knows why anymore. It's just like, yeah, he loves teeth.
That's fine. You know, that's what I'm saying. We've cemented this into Lorehammer lore where like it was Trevor Busack. That was my era of like obsessing over Lorehammer, and now we have the teeth.
The teeth.
So there you go.
The teeth.
Uh
Yeah.
Jax, remind me one more time what army you play again for 40k?
Oh boy. In AOS, I have Skaven and Stormcast. For 40k, I have Chaos Space Marines, normal Space Marines. The sub-faction there are Dark Angels and Raven Guard. I have Thousand Suns. I have Mortarion. He's my only Death Guard I have. I have 3,000 points at Tau. I have some Orcs. I have a Knight recently. I have a kill team of Eldar, and I hope to branch out more into them. And I have 1,000 points at Tyranids. And I have
What
some
don't you
Necron.
play?
Wow. Yeah, I should have asked what armies don't you collect? Okay.
World Eaters. I hate them so much. Their stupid Blood Surge move cost me a crusade.
Okay. Cool.
The salt.
Cool.
Salt for the salt god.
Thank you,
I
Luke
swear,
Cal. I
it's
see
just
in
you
the chat.
guys. Like, I swear, it's just you guys. Like, every time you release an episode, I'm like, I have to buy that army now, don't I?
Yeah.
And then I
you
finished
will
it,
buy
like,
that army through Merlin.
there goes
Miniatures.
$160.
Yeah. Cool. And any other closing thoughts, or we got one of the call in?
White Scars. They're not better than Raven Guard. They're not better than the Night Lords. Peace out.
Truth. Someone finally speaks truth tonight.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. Truth will get you killed, though. I've been told. So
What are you, a
Careful,
CIA
stepping
operative?
out of line.
You're from Canada. You don't kill people.
No, but I'm like the cool kind of Canadian where I'm like, fuck that place. I'm leaving. Did you know that fucking Canada just never mind. Politics are gay as shit. There's a new prime minister up there that no one voted for. So that place is a communist shithole where you don't even get to vote for your fucking elected leaders anymore. Fuck that country. Hey Fuzz, welcome to the stage.
Hey, how's it going?
What an intro for him.
What
Yeah.
yeah, right. I was actually was talking politics with some of the guys in voice chat earlier, but that is not the place. This is not the place for that right now.
Right.
So I had the best of intentions for listening to this, and I was doing some painting, and it's like, yeah, I'll take some notes to like make sure like I don't forget my thoughts. And the only thing I wrote down in my notebook was defend Court's teeth and bones.
Yeah.
Because I'm 100% on your side. Like I've got some skulls and stuff, and I've got just some stuff made out of weird things. I've got like a dagger made out of a marlin bill. I've got friends that collect roadkill and like have bugs to clean it off and all that sort of shit. So
Thank you.
I
think.
yeah.
What is going on with this episode?
Yeah.
Logan, you just need better friends. Like for someone that's
Apparently.
doing a YouTube series on cryptids, the fact that you don't have bones is strange.
What? You don't have any big feet teeth there, Logan?
Yeah.
No, because
What?
if you listen to my episode, Bigfoot is actually Cain from the Bible, and we can't hurt him.
Yes,
because
that
of the
is.
mark
I
of
did listen
Cain.
to that today. Yes.
Oh, man.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn
All
something
right.
new every day.
I
Court collects teeth.
do.
Bigfoot is Cain.
Yeah.
I need better friends. That's what I've learned.
Okay. All
Fuzz, what were you-
valid. All
Fuzz, what were you painting up?
I was paying some Kroot. I got their like a darker green base coat done, and I was doing a lighter green highlight dry brush on them and starting to do some leather coloring on them.
Sweet.
What color are the teeth going to be?
They don't have teeth; they have beaks. The beaks
Yeah.
are probably going to be like a bone white.
Cool.
Bone white, very toothy
Yeah.
bone white.
Very toothy. They're just two big teeth going like this.
Get that green stuff out.
Uh,
But on the subject of white scars, yeah, they're pretty fucking cool. I definitely agree with the thought of it's like their background and their history is the most fleshed out part of them. It's like for some reason the background is what GW cared the most about, and they put the most effort in. And maybe that was at the beginning, because like I listening to the interview with God, I can't remember his name now. Who did this interview, Mark?
Rick Priestley.
Alessio?
Rick
or
Priestley,
Rick?
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, Rick. It was a bunch of like history nerds and like anthropologists and stuff. So I could see that having been a big part of like the original writing that was really fleshed out by those guys and kept in. And it is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just such an easy jumping off point that literally the entire world knows about Jaghatai Khan. What's the fucking real life guy called? I
Genghis
always
Khan?
Oh,
Genghis
Genghis
Khan.
Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone knows about him or knows the myth of him. So it's so easy to build this world picture and like all these extra
Mhm.
little things that they do. And yeah, it's such great world building. Like it's peak GW of taking some type of fucking Rome or Khan or whatever and just
Mhm.
bringing it forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is, yeah, definitely peak like adaptation of like real life history and putting it into a sci-fi setting and making it cool as shit. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were White Scar, would you want to do motorbike? Would you want to do land speeder perhaps? Maybe you're an airplane guy. How do you want to go fast?
Oh man. I probably wouldn't do airplane. So I did grow up a little bit with horses. My grandpa raised and trained horses down in Arkansas in the US. So probably like the motorbike, old school, like cowboy mounted combat. Also just being like a big like history nerd and like medieval nerd. Just that idea of like mounted combat. And I love the image of like with some of their specialized war gear, like riding on the motorbike with those big ass tires
Mhm.
with like the Guandao in one hand, just slicing through enemies. I don't know if you guys ever played the Dynasty Warrior games,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
but just because like if you ever played Guan Yu, that's what like the kind of weapon he has, that just like big single edged bladed lance, and just rolling through enemies, activating your Musu gauge and just destroying them.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so you're a motorbike guy. That's
And what about you,
fun.
Mark? Would you be jet bike, motorbike,
Yeah.
in the skies?
Yeah, I think I'm doing the motorbike as well, man. 2 wheels, 2 balls, it just makes sense.
Right?
Okay,
I know.
there it is.
True.
Just
Wow.
clicks, Oh, Logan, Court, how about you guys? What are you into? How do you like going fast?
Land speeder all day.
Oh,
Side by side, are you taking one? Are you gonna let Court into your land speeder? That's the question.
Of course, I'll let Court into my land speeder.
You just can't have your teeth.
I
Yeah,
don't want to be
I
in
won't
that
offer
land
him my
speeder.
teeth, and it'll be fine.
I don't want to be in that land speeder.
Why? It'll be fun.
Not
I
the
might
way
be
you
getting a
say
land
it.
speeder model. Like,
Oh,
I might be
yeah.
getting a land speeder model, and I probably will paint it as like a one-off White Scars thing after this series.
That'd be sick.
It just
Yeah.
seems like the right thing to do.
I like the new land speeder model, but it's just so big for a land speeder.
This
I'm
is
trying
an
to think
older
what it
one that
looks
I'll
like.
be getting, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll be better for
Nice.
you.
I used to run like 5 of them and then a land speeder javelin before they all went to legends, and that was so fun. It was Raven Guard, but it was so fun to
Okay.
run that loadout.
Nice.
Yeah,
the javelin.
I just realized I'm looking at the new ones. I do not like the new ones. I forgot about that. The old one is so classic to me, and it feels faster. Like the other one feels more tanky. The new one feels
Yeah.
tanky to me.
It's like a gunboat instead of a speeder.
Yeah.
Now,
and
what do
this-
you think about like the 30K version of it, where it's like
Okay, yeah, it
sleek?
is.
that
Based.
thing 30K is like stripped down, man.
I wonder if I have. Well, I guess I can't show pictures.
Is that
of
the
it
one
in
I'm
here.
thinking of? The 30K.
Well, there's the 30K stripped one,
Oh.
but then there's also the javelin one,
The
which is I don't know if
javelin.
you ever saw mine, but I painted it kind of like it's all black for Raven Guard, but it's got a lot of white highlights, so it looked like an orca, and I called it the orca. It was such a
that's
fun
cool.
model to run.
Nice. That's how cool as shit.
Did it have Roy Schneider on it?
It did not.
No.
Into the fire.
Jaws joke. That was a Jaws joke. It's all right.
A lot of teeth
I'm
in
going
Jaws.
with bikes, man. Ah, full circle.
We made it.
I'm going with bikes. The land speeder would be cool if you're doing the old one, I think. But bikes for sure just feels like White Scars.
No one's
Yeah.
hopping on a quad. Hey, no one's hopping on the Mario Kart. Kind of.
Dude, that model gets so much hate, and I love it. It is so stupid and fun, and everyone hates it.
What's it even called again?
I don't know. You could take it with the bikes.
It's like a Space Marine 4-wheeler.
I think they call it the Invader ATV. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I think
So I
it'd be
gotta
cool
look
to
that
do
up
the
and see what it
land
looks
speeder
like.
storm. Check out the land speeder storm. It's the one that has like scouts like hanging off of it, like they're sitting ready to disembark. That seems pretty sweet because you can kind of have them like go fast, drop, get off, shoot, keep going.
Carpooling court over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
the ATV looks pretty sweet. I could see that being an awesome White Scar model to do too.
Right? And people roasted it so much that it kind of lost its own data sheet, and now you can only take it in a bunch of outriders as like a support thing, kind of like the old attack bike used to be.
Okay.
Interesting. Huh. Cool.
I
mean,
mean,
like all this with their hit and run tactics would be great. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts there, Fuzz?
No, I know with all the tangents, it is late, so I'm not gonna like hold up anything else. But thanks for having me on, everyone. Get on the Discord, subscribe to the Imperial Tithe on Patreon. It is 100% worth it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
Fuzz.
fun. We definitely are growing the live stream. Lots more people and stuff, so that's always fun. Thanks, Fuzz.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just do the end of the note show real quick. Hey, if you want to buy some white scarves, go to Merlin's Miniatures and use promo code Lorehammer. There's probably a link in the description below. If you go there, you help out Merlin's Miniature, which is a friend of the show. And hopefully we get more sponsorships of episodes with them and whatever. Also, there's Lorehammer Listen to Lore podcast. If you like homebrew lore and you like listening to me read, well, bingo bango, you got the perfect place for you. Go check out Lorehammer Listen to Lore podcast.
Yep. And then speaking of podcasts, if you guys want to hear more fun stuff about board games, card games, tabletop games, RPGs, all that stuff, check out season 1 of the Funkatronic Rex podcast, where I am your host with the most. They just started season 2 with some good friends of mine, so check that out as well. But you guys can check it out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Just type in Funkatronic Rex.
Cool.
And staying here on YouTube, this platform, you can come check me out at HydraThoughts. We talk about cryptids, conspiracies, and mysteries. Right now, we've got 2 of the states in our Cryptids Across America series. And the next video drop is going to be about jets of some sort. I don't know if it's going to be funky Cold War jets or Malaysia Flight 370. So you'll have to subscribe and come check it out.
I heard this cool theory that the magnetic poles are shifting. I don't think that's a theory. I think that's happening, but that is affecting all the planes. That's why we're getting so many plane crashes nowadays.
See, I would think that, except it's mostly Boeing planes that are crashing.
Oh,
And
well,
like they are not put together very well. I was over the holidays. I was actually on a brand new Boeing 800 series. Beautiful jet, much more spacious than the older series. But the pilot was like, "Oh, it's turbulent weather, so we're flying back," and the plane's like going, and I'm like, "Is that turbulence, or is that because this is a brand new Boeing plane?" And then when we landed, like 2 other Boeing, I think I talked about this before. We landed and 2 other Boeing planes crashed, and I was like, they were the same as mine, and I was just like,
you don't want that? Don't want that?
No.
Yeah, I have to hop on a plane here in 2 weeks, and I'm like, fucking planes, man, they're bullshit.
That's why I jump out of him, Logan.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
My man.
He tried to get me to. He's like, stop jumping, stop skydiving.
No,
I'm like, season's
no,
coming
I
up.
said
Season's
no.
coming up.
There was a place here in our state that had 3 deaths in like
know.
2 months, and I was like,
I
"Hey,
know.
don't jump here." And he's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever. Stick your knife in a toaster, jump out of a dangerous airplane, collect your teeth, do whatever you want, Court. I don't care anymore."
He doesn't care. Cool. The final shout out is we got a couple new Patreon members. Rar, Callius, and Jonas. Thank you so much. And thanks for all the existing Patreon
That's
members.
Chogoris.
Let me
Dolores.
read all those again because I'm sorry. I think they were all mispronounced.
Yeah, for sure. I had not much love and care for sure.
That's okay. Rara, Carolus,
No, it's
and Johnson.
Chogoris. Like Chogoris
Johnson.
Rex.
You said yeah.
Jetson. What the fuck? How did I get that one wrong? Well, cool. Thank you all so much for donating. A couple bucks goes a long way, and you get a lot of fun Lorehammer content, so it always means so much. Well, that was the last of the White Scars. I think next couple episodes we got some Chaos Demon stuff to finish up, and then off to the Space Wolves. But see you guys all on the next one.
Bye.